Check 1 2 1 2, bitch.
Yo, what up, motherfuckers? This is episode 185.
185, motherfuckers, 185.
185, motherfucker, 185 of the iLLogical Sense podcast. This is your boy Busby.
Give me a hell yeah!
And over here is your boy JC No Hunnits.
And Martin.
Yo, what the fuck is up, man?
Racism. That's what the
Another ding for that.
Shit.
That's what the fuck is up.
To all the listeners out there, yeah, buckle up. That's all I'm gonna say. Just buckle up.
Buckle up. I mean,
And here we
go.
go.
See,
Last time,
when we were on the air, as soon as we got off the air, we was talking about, I literally said, y'all know what to do, when it comes to the whole George Floyd shit. So when I said that, I expected, the next time this happened, y'all should just, fuck shit up. Nah. Everyone at Minneapolis, like Prince's hometown, they get down. They burnt it down. Like, as soon as we got offline, we saw what was going on in that city, and they literally just burnt it down. And I was like, well, shit. Usually that type of shit happens after he's acquitted. But nah, they just burnt it the fuck down. And, yeah.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
And yeah.
And then the next day I'm thinking, okay, they're still going. They destroyed Target. They fucking put fire extinguisher on a fucking crippled woman, which was hilarious.
Nah, she wasn't crippled.
She wasn't crippled.
Let's get it right.
Yeah, she wasn't crippled.
Yeah, for everybody that they've already seen the video hundreds of times
Karen. Wheelchair Karen.
She attempted to become a crusader, an avenger,
for Target,
if you will. And she went into the wheelchair, tried rolling up because she was stabbing people. People wasn't having it, so her counterpart, Mr. Extinguisher, he pulled the fire extinguisher out and blazed the fuck out that bitch.
Shit was hilarious.
Put that bitch out.
Yeah. So yeah, they just ran in there and just ransacked Target, fucked up the self checkouts, took literally everything from the store and just destroyed it. Pretty much in Minneapolis, it was track 4 of the Chronic album. It was the day the niggas took over.
Yeah.
2020. That's pretty much what it is. And I was like, okay. So then the next day, I was like, that happened on Wednesday. So Thursday, just, it was still going. And then other cities started, protesting, like largely. And I was like, huh, okay. I was like, that's cool. And then all of a sudden, Friday comes around. And in my city, I turn on the news, and then my city's protesting.
Yep.
Literally walking the streets, blocking the freeways.
Yep.
I
I was finishing up work, and I was getting ready to do my basically just finished up. I had like an hour left. People came inside talking about, yo, be careful when you go out there, because they protesting on 101. Like, they got the whole 101 blocked off, and I'm like, oh, it's here. Looked at my watch, and I was like, well, I'm off in an hour. I was already getting off early because I had something else to do for a friend. I ended up hitting them up later. Like, I know I was supposed to handle that, but I know you would have respected me more for going out and walking for you in the streets. And he went back and he was like, you damn right, appreciate it. So I skipped what I had planned for him, got inside Larissa's place and was like, were you down to go? She said, I'm down to go. We walked out, and as soon as we walked out, the crowd was already walking towards us. Got in line, and they was in full chant, say his name, George Floyd, say his name, George Floyd. At that point, ran into probably about 3 or 4 people that I knew, gave them love, and every single time, yo, I fuck with the podcast, bro, keep doing that shit. And I was like,
Oh,
bet.
shit.
Got you.
Ooh, that's a ding.
That's what's up.
That's a ding. Like,
And then we trailed up on 4th Street to go up on where the 280 freeway, the ramp takes you.
yeah.
Walked up there, blocked off traffic. Say his name, George Floyd. Say his name, George Floyd. No justice, no peace. Arrest the crooked ass police. Kept it going. Did what we had to do. We got back inside right before they walked back, and obviously that's when the police had stepped up and all hell had broken loose at that point.
Well, compared to all the other cities, San Jose was tame compared to all the other cities. I mean, it was just wild. There was a standoff. Of course, there was a standoff with the protesters and the police, and they had to put tear gas and spread it out and shit like that. And I was just sitting there watching this on TV, like, this is really going down. Okay. And probably one of the highlights of that whole shit was when a protester was right in front of the line, like a one black dude was on his phone and like recording all the police officers right in front of him, and this one white police officer thought it was cute and just grabbed his phone and tossed it, and then he went night, meaning he got knocked the fuck out. Like, when I say knocked out, like it was like Mike Tyson knocked him out.
Give me what I
Yeah,
want.
dude was asleep.
He went
man.
night,
Shit.
and then he ran off, and I was like, that's what you get.
See, and
then this other jacket.
in the black
Oh, go on.
community, they say they operate on wish a nigga would. If there's
Yeah.
one region in the world that really operates off I wish you would, it's our home region of the Bay Area, man. Like we operate off I wish you
for
would.
sure.
So as soon as that police officer
Yup.
grabbed that man's phone, I knew he looked at him and was like, "Thank you so much." Whoop!
And it was quick too. As soon as he did it,
A
it was just a
one-hitter
reaction. Just,
quitter. And the fucked
and
up
then,
part
and then
was,
he ran off.
yeah, the fucked up part was, I mean, I ain't gonna hold her to it. She moved the phone too quickly to follow his phone being thrown. When she got back, dude was already tumbling, so she missed the punch. But if you check the other angle, which I'm sure a lot of people have at this point, homie's head was literally slumped underneath the driver's side of the car. Like he was so bad that
Yup.
it was so bad that a protester had to come in and help the other two police officers carry this man and get him back to his feet. When we say it was night, like it was he
Can you
was here
imagine-
today, gone
Dude.
tomorrow.
Can you imagine how he had to get dressed? Because
Shit.
he had to put on all his fucking vest. His vest, he had to get the helmet on. He had to put all that shit on. And then got in line. He was probably there for a good 10 minutes. And then you went night. All you remember is tossing the phone, and then you wake up in the hospital bed.
Yeah.
What happened? Did we win?
Did we win?
Like, seriously.
Oh, shit.
You got all your shit on and you went night. Like, what happened? You got knocked the fuck out. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Black power.
And then drugged to the fucking, what you call it, the car and
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
Bruh, he was out.
And
So
there
all
was-
this is
and then
taking
there was
place
one-
out here.
No, I was about to say, continue. Was what else happened, because there was the whole reason why there was a tense situation in San Jose is because of one jackass, one of the cops, I guess. What's his name? The one Asian dude.
Oh, Yoon.
Yoon, something Yoon.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, he was the only one that
I just remember his last name. Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him. Yeah, if you in San Jose, you don't know him. But yeah, he was the one that went viral out here in San Jose, because as soon as he started lining up, he was just like, yeah, man, like he was on some fucking, what's it called, Call of Duty shit. Like he was all just all
For real.
hyped up and shit like that. And then
He was taunting the
Hey,
crowd.
yeah,
and
he
shit.
was the one-
Like, what did you think was gonna happen?
yeah, he was just going like,
Shit.
shut up, bitch.
I wouldn't doubt it.
He was the one that yelled, shut up, bitch, da 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 da. And then he was the one that took the first shot. He was the one that made the first shot of tear gas. And then that's when that was the one that escalated the whole situation.
I didn't
So I was
realize
like,
I didn't realize until I saw the footage of it. And I was telling Busby about this, Martine. The person that actually got shot is San Jose's own Yonix. And if you live out here in San Jose, you know who Yonix is. Yonix be out here repping the tank shit, and he got the truck and everything. Yonix is the one that got hit by that
Right.
rubber bullet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
He was-
like
he
they
was-
had to
and-
drag it. Like I saw it on his IG. They would, like carry him off and drag him. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck.
Yeah, and if you look on the footage, you see, oh
Shit.
boy, he literally creeped in between his officers, his peers, and made the first shot.
Right.
Even when he was saying, shut up, bitch, you saw some of the officers telling him, like, yo, chill. And then he just did what he had to do. So as of right now, the San Jose Police Department took him off the streets after he went viral, and pretty much the community said, "Get him the fuck off the force." So yeah, they took him off the street. Fucking dumbass, hoe ass nigga. But like I said earlier,
like I said
earlier, San Jose PD was tame compared to all the other hoe ass cops around the fucking country.
Yeah, I mean, we get into, you know, as this is taking place in San Jose, you know, of course, LA is always going to be with the shits. So it's going down to LA. Obviously, New York is going to be with the shits. They got history. So New York is popping off over there. Minnesota, they still was going. And what was wild was, like, I mean, look, it's Prince's hometown, so I get it. Like, they was always going to have my spot. I did not know Minnesota got down like that. Like, I want to give them a round of applause. Like,
same here.
Yeah, a round of applause to the people in Minnesota. Like,
Minnesota, in terms of, like, civil rights movement, is, like, they have catapulted themselves into, like, top 10 status at the very minimum. They are up
like
there. I did not know they had that in them.
Hell yeah.
No, they're top 2.
Nah, for real.
Like, I didn't know they had that.
Definitely up there.
They're like that kid in class, like, that's very quiet. That's very quiet, and they don't do nothing until, like, they get fucked with, and it's just bloodshed.
Exactly.
You know, whoa. Okay.
Yup.
Yeah, because again, all this took place.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah, all this taking place by the time we got off air. Who's the? Let me pull my notes.
Wednesday. It was last Wednesday.
Yeah, so Wednesday when we were still going, Derek Chauvin had yet to be charged with anything, so they still.
He was charged.
Right.
No, he was fired.
As of Wednesday, that's why they started rioting.
Yep.
Well, I shouldn't say rioting. That's why they started protesting, and then it turned into what it turned into. Let me clarify that, because I did not want to be a part of what the narrative is being put. They did not start rioting first. They were protesting first. When that shit wasn't working, they said, fuck it. We're going to find a way to get you to pay attention then. And that's when the target went up in flames.
See, usually, no, I saw the fucking, they burned up the damn cop precinct too. I was thinking, usually this shit happens after he gets acquitted.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
No,
okay.
this was letting you know, you better charge him and you better convict him, because if he's not convicted, yeah, we're setting the bar now. That's why I have a newfound respect for them. They set the bar for what an acquittal would look like, for just to charge him. Yeah. They made it very clear. They drew their line in the sand and let it be known. Nah, this ain't we ain't with the sweet shit. Get him, and he better be convicted of this shit.
And they were being proactive instead of being reactive like usual.
Exactly.
And then the Target CEO, he was like, you know what, Black Lives Matter. I'm gonna still pay all my employees, and I'm gonna donate to civil rights shit. And I was like, okay.
Salute to him.
Good. Yeah, I reserve judgment. But go on.
You can reserve judgment all you want, but he could have easily
No,
said
I used to work there. And I got fired on some whole shit.
Yeah,
so it's like I still.
But they ain't have nothing to do with the CEO. The CEO could have said, "Hey, them employees is on their own. Like, I don't know what to tell them." But he took care of them, so you know, I'm not mad.
They took care of them, because I felt bad for the essential workers. You know, I really just felt bad for them. But, you know, they're getting taken care of. So, shout out to them.
Exactly.
So anyway,
so they got Derek Chauvin at the time. So this is just how fast all this has been moving since the last time we've been on air. That Friday, at the time they had charged him with 3rd-degree murder and manslaughter. Okay. Right after that, that's when the footage that CNN put out of the other angle of what happened took place. When the other angle came out and showed that the police officers had George Floyd in the car, beating him, and then opened the door up and took him out, that's when more shit went on fire, because it was like, oh,
yep.
So them other 3 officers are just as culpable. It maybe not, worth the same charge as this man, but they definitely, okay, cool. Burn this motherfucker till they all get caught too. And that's honestly what's been taking place up until today, when charges have now been brought across for J. Alexander Kuang, Tao, who I guess
Tao, that's his name.
Yeah, because one of them is actually Derek's. One of them is Derek's brother-in-law. It's Derek's wife's brother.
Oh wow!
And Thomas Lane.
Shit.
So all 3 of them are now in custody, and Derek Chauvin's charge has been upgraded from 3rd degree to 2nd degree now, because they feel like they now have enough evidence. And as a result, Jason and a few other friends and I were talking. God forbid they struck out with 3rd degree murder, they couldn't charge him with anything else later. Now, if God forbid they strike out with 2nd degree, they could still go and get him and try him for 3rd degree. So it'll
Pretty
be
much.
And not to
boys.
mention the reason why it got upgraded though to second degree was because the independent autopsy.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the first autopsy came out, they were
Yeah.
saying he died of natural. They try to say some shit. He died of natural causes and shit.
Yeah, because of his underlying health disease or whatever the fuck.
And then
he
after
had.
that, the family decided to get an independent autopsy and autopsy done, and they were like, "No, he died from a knee on his neck." And in layman's terms,
Yeah, pretty much.
And
Yeah.
after that, people were like, "Word." So they was like, "Okay, never mind. Yeah, second degree. We get the other 3 officers." And it took 8 days. All that shit happened in 8 days. By the time it was took about 8 or 10 days because throughout those 10 days, shit was burning up and America was protesting. And when I say America, I really mean that. America. The whole nation, including the world, was protesting this shit on some revolution shit.
Yeah.
And
For real.
there was footage coming like all over from LA to Florida to freaking Minnesota to New York of just how fucked up these hoe ass nigga cops are. They give no ounce of fuck that they're on camera. They've been shooting tear gas, mind you. This has been weeks after those whole ass protesters, those white protesters came out protesting their oppression of staying in the house, showing up in City Hall with
seriously.
To piggyback off of that extension from the police, do you know how comfortable you have to be with working in a system that brutalizes and misuses their authority to have a video that shows that this man's knee was on a victim's neck for almost 9 minutes, and you have the audacity as the coroner to tell us, no, that's not why he died. Do you understand how deep that goes with a straight face while this man is clearly looking in the camera like, yeah, I'm doing it, what you gonna do about it? And to tell us
For real.
that the piss that's coming from the sky is rain. You must be out your fucking mind.
goddamn mind. So mind you, so pretty much all the cops all over the world, it's peaceful protesting, and there have been some looting, but it's not from black folks. Well, some black folks, but mainly it's from white boys. That's just trying to get a lick, or just living out their Limp Bizkit break stuff fantasy.
That also got checks under the table too.
Well, probably that too. And
Wouldn't doubt it.
And they're just breaking shit and looting for no fucking reason. And then it's like not just giving the cops reason to like fucking fuck us up.
Well,
and
also,
meanwhile, you're seeing.
Also point out too, it's also undercover cops that's doing the shit. Because remember, they called out one of the officers' names, and the motherfucker forgot what he was doing, and he turned around and acknowledged it was
Jacob.
him and ran the flight, bruh. Like that is some.
Yeah, his name was Jacob. I remember that shit.
That shit is some fucking don't be a menace shit. Like, no, it ain't me.
Yeah, that's some fucking no. That's some what's it called? Rick James shit. Nah, that ain't me. What's that look like being an undercover officer rocking around during a damn racial protest? No, what the fuck? That's fucking crazy. Yeah, I was walking around in a fucking
Fucking
cocaine, the hell, drugs.
Fucking the wood. Tracy? No, it ain't Tracy. It ain't me.
What about Stacy? Stacy? Nah, nigga, shut up.
Oh yeah,
Stacy. There you go.
So I'm seeing these videos, and I'm seeing videos of these protesters, peaceful protesters, with their hands in the air, not doing nothing in front of the police, and these police have the nerve to just pepper spray them, throw them with tear gas, aggressively arrest them, and just for no reason, and they're just walking around like some fucking bullies. Like literally with bullies with straight faces, just harassing and just intimidating all these fucking peaceful people for what? For a black life? That's how much you hate us? Like, that's how much you really do not like us. Word? Alright. And then it's just got to the point, I'm just watching this shit, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, there's more of us and less than you. If you keep this up, because I felt this was different. I was like, we're gonna bust back on your ass. And lo and fucking behold, people started busting back on him. Niggas started running him over. Like so cold. Yeah. Started running his ass over, shooting at them, fighting them, knocking them the fuck out. Like, dude. And they're just doing this on camera. Like, people are saying, and it's like Cat Williams, like, nigga, I can see you.
Yeah. The wild thing is America loves to give this image and portrayal that we're a classy society compared to everybody else, and you know we set the trend for the world. You couldn't convince me that looked like a fucking third world country, and when I see third world countries and their revolutions, couldn't convince me that it wasn't that.
That's the shit I see in. That's the shit I saw in like in history videos, like the shit they show in like in my history class and shit.
Yeah.
Like and it's just like, to me, I'm going like, George Floyd didn't even die in these cities, and these cops are still acting like this. And it was just like, dude, you know, like, you really think y'all gonna get away with this shit? And in their minds, they're like, yeah, you see this check? like, yeah, we getting paid extra for this shit just to be assholes. Like, it's mind blowing to me. It's still mind blowing that they're still acting this way. And shit. And then whole ass nigga didn't really help. I mean, whole ass nigga in office. Of course he wasn't gonna help.
Does he ever?
I mean, nah. See, you know, during his whole like, what's it called? His term, his first 4 years, like the first 3 years, I was sitting back and thinking to myself, like, you know, the police have been kind of chill with black folks lately. They haven't killed nobody during his term. And I was like, Like, it was like, I wonder what would happen and how he would react if a police did kill a black man, and it just and the shit went viral. We had a protest like the Mike Browns and Trayvon Martins and shit. How would he handle it? And I got my answer: the worst way possible.
Let's also be clear too. Black people were being murdered by law enforcement under his. Like, we just got done talking about a man that was eating ice cream comfortably in his home, and a police officer came and shot him in cold blood. So,
okay, let me rephrase that. On camera. That's what I meant. Like, shit that's on camera and shit like that. Like, that type of shit.
Well, I know what you're saying.
Well, the
it
Ahmaud
hasn't
Arbery
been to
shit was
the
on
it hasn't
camera.
been to the extent of like a Mike Brown, but there's definitely been footage of incidences on camera that have been floating.
Yeah.
So it may not have been to that extent, but it's been there. It's been bubbling those entire 3 years. It's not as if nothing was just happening.
3 years?
Well, remember, his term started 3 years ago. That's
no,
what I'm bringing up.
I know, and I'm talking about the whole race, how cops been treating us for like.
Oh yeah,
you know,
but you
decades.
singled out, his term. That's why I was.
Yeah. I get
Exactly.
you. Yeah, that's what I meant. But it was just like, I was just waiting for something to really blow up to see how he'll handle it, and you know, he handled it exactly how I expected him to handle it, like a fucking dumbass. Nigga goes on Twitter.
No. You're giving him way too much credit.
Like
dog.
a dumbass?
Like a dumbass?
That's
like,
not,
really?
yeah.
That's way too much
You gotta
credit.
get off of the.
He handled that shit like a little bitch, bro.
Well,
He
yeah,
went
of
in
course.
hiding.
I mean, I was getting to that.
Well, I wanted to be clear, because that's not no dumbass shit. It's actually pretty smart, because, you know, he's a marked man at this point. But he handled it like a little
Like
bitch.
a hoe. How about that? Like a hoe ass nigga, as I've been calling him on this podcast since he's got elected. He is the hoe ass nigga in office. That's who he has been. That's what he will always be on this podcast as long as he's in office. He is the hoe ass nigga in office, and he acted exactly like his name, like a hoe ass nigga
In office.
in office.
Turn the lights off and everything.
No, I'm getting to why he had to go
real.
in the office, because you got to go to what led to all that. Because he went on Twitter, he was Twitter fingers, you know, Mr. Presidential fingers turned to Twitter fingers, and he goes in on a whole speech. I didn't look at it, but then he goes and says, "When the looting starts, the shooting starts." And I'm like, hold up,
What kind of
nigga, you
shit
trying
is
to tell?
that?
It's like, and then again, I was like, Cat Williams, nigga, you know I can read. Like,
Yeah.
But that sounds like a threat to me.
like, you're trying to tell me to shoot
You know
at
what I
these
mean?
people. Like, you're trying to open fire on American citizens. That's what you just said right now. And of course
No,
with me,
expand on that. Shooting
Like
on
what?
American citizens exercising their First Amendment rights.
rights.
Yes, that too. You right.
Because
pretty much.
it's bigger than just shooting American citizens. American citizens get shot every
JC?
day. It's
You get a ding.
American
And it's-
citizens exercising their First Amendment rights. The
Free
right,
speech.
the first
Yeah, nah, for
amendment
real.
that is ahead of the fucking amendment that he's always bringing up in
The
terms
second.
of bearing arms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's make that clear.
He always talks about number 2,
Right.
never talks about number 1. That don't make no damn sense.
Because he could
But
never
anyway,
be number one.
Exactly, because Obama's still number 1. Motherfucker. That's a ding. Anyway, so when he said that, everyone on Twitter was just, of course, outraged. And they all fucking pressured Jack. That's like the dude that runs Twitter. It's like, you need to take down his account or you need to take the tweet down. So then they compromised and just and censored it, and they put a disclaimer like, "Yo, this is fucked up. We can't take it down, but we're gonna censor it. That, in layman's terms, that's what they said.
Basically, what they said is, for
man.
the average motherfucker, this would definitely be taken down. But since this is the quote-unquote leader of the free world, we want to expose just how fucked up this tweet is. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So
been-
read it at your
seriously.
own disclosure.
yeah,
That's
it
pretty
was
much what
basically
said.
the rated R warning.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so then, of course, Ho ass got pissed off and wrote an executive order to, I don't know, something about complaining about social media and their free whites. He tried to go to war with Twitter because he can't say what he wants to say. So then after that, he just kind of, I don't know, he low-key kind of kicked back on Twitter because now he knows his shit's getting censored. Because then he went on the White House fucking Twitter and copied and pasted what they said, and then that shit got censored. So he tried to make it.
This guy, I swear, man, like, he never ceases to amaze me.
Oh no, I'm not surprised. See, with me, I'm not surprised. I knew exactly who he was from jump. I knew exactly who he was from this. So everything he's been doing during this whole term, it's not shocking to me. Everything I don't know why everyone is shocked for how he's.
I'm not gonna
acting.
say I was shocked, bro, but I'm just like, wow, dude, you just get dumber and dumber every time you do anything. You know what I mean? It's like one of those.
It's like a National
You know what I'm saying?
Geographic type of stupidness. It's like a 30 for 30
Yeah.
10-part miniseries of stupidity.
But see, that's where I think you guys aren't
Not
giving him the
stupidity.
credit, because it's not stupidity and it's
Nah,
not
shit.
dumb. He knows what the fuck he's doing. Like, that's what I keep trying to tell you guys throughout this whole term. He knows what he's doing. You can't tell me that you don't see the shit and it's like, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. At some point, you got to realize and call it a spade a spade. He does know what he's doing. Just a few weeks ago, there were protests in the streets, like you brought up, Busby, and he called those people
good people.
good people. They are tired of staying in their house. They want to go back to work, open the city up. There are people in there who want one basic civil liberty. Stop killing unarmed
us.
black people specifically. And his response to that is, you guys are thugs.
Thugs.
That's not stupidity.
Yeah.
That's not dumb. He
And
knows
he said
what
it
the
in
fuck
capital
he's doing.
letters. He said thugs in capital letters too. And good people's always in lowercase. I've noticed that shit too.
Yeah.
Well, JC, I will say this though, it's one and the same. You know what I'm saying? Because it is dumb, but at the same token, you're right. He does know what the fuck he's doing. You know what I'm
what's
saying?
dumb about it is just like
his
it's just
moves
two
give
sides
the
to the
appearance
coin.
of dumb. So yes, I
Yeah,
get that.
exactly.
Yeah. But he himself
that's what
is
I'm
not
saying.
dumb. He knows what he's doing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, no,
I-
I
and that's-
never
that's why I
questioned
agree with
like
you there.
his actions as
Yeah,
dumb.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but his actions are just because he really feels he can get away with it.
He feels
then
like he's the law.
doesn't- Yeah, he walks
Yeah.
around like he's the law, but in reality, everyone's like, "You're not." There's something called separation of powers, you stupid fuck.
No.
Executive, like, let me just break it down to you people: is executive
Checks and
checks
balances.
and balances, executive, judicial, and legislative, and there's like a whole like series he has to go through to fucking say to do the shit he has to do. Everyone has to agree to do it in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
That's. So pretty much in a nutshell, our forefathers are kind of saving us from his ass by a thread. But anyway, so yeah, after he tweeted that shit, the White House, the people in D.C. was like, "Word, bet," and they started protesting in front of the White House and nearly fucking broke it, nearly like invaded the damn lawn and shit. And then that prompted the White House to go on lockdown, and then his little hoe ass had to go into the fucking bunker. Pretty much in a nutshell, the To Pimp a Butterfly cover art was about to manifest in front of us.
Yeah.
But yeah, motherfucker hid in his bunker on Friday. Just literally hid in there. The same bunker that Dick Cheney went into during 9/11 when the planes hit. That's the same bunker he went into. And then then that same weekend he turned the lights out when over 100,000 people died from the coronavirus, when there's millions of people that lost their damn jobs, and everyone's protesting literally around the nation. You go in your White House and hide. Like Will Smith and I Am Legend. You go in there and hide.
Yeah.
You little bitch ass nigga. Fuck out of here. I can't wait till November 3rd. I can't wait till November 3rd, man. Oh boy. Like they put up a graphic on CNN the other night, or like this past Tuesday, and they had like literally the entire United States was in red, and it's pretty. And the the text and the caption said, "All 50 states have led a protest on George Floyd. All 50 states. I've never seen that shit before, ever.
Yeah. Seriously,
and not just in the United States,
shit.
In Europe, in fucking Africa, and what else? In Paris, in fucking Amsterdam. I'm like, wow, all you potheads came for that, for sure.
Damn right.
That's a ding. What else? What country am I missing out? Well, pretty much the entire world.
Yeah, dude. I mean, well, because you got to think about it too, with the whole Instagram thing, right? With the whole everybody in the solidarity, you know, putting up a black picture and all that, right? Mm-hmm. It spread out across the world. It became a global thing. It wasn't just the U.S. at that point. You know what I mean? And granted, I know because, you know, with all social media, like, you know, shit was being like thrown out across the world or whatever, right? But like with that, it showed how many people actually, you know what I mean, backed it up and shit.
By the thousands. Right. Like Paris went
by
hard.
The millions, bro.
By the millions.
Yeah, we ain't talking about thousands, bro. We getting into millions now. We probably damn near touching a billion, maybe. If you factor in that,
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, it's like the whole world seeing this shit, and it's like even in the racist ass states they're having protests. Like, really?
Iowa had a protest, and I was like, whoa.
Texas had a protest, bro.
You know
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dude,
all over the world, crack. and this motherfucker hitting the damn White House. So yeah, that's where we at. So pretty much then a few days later, this motherfucker decided there was more peaceful protesting and shit like that. And there was people outside the White House in front of the damn stormtroopers. That's what I'm going to call these bitch-ass cops, stormtroopers. That's what they are. That's literally.
I know.
And they were just sitting there. They were just standing there and shit like that. And they were just protesting because whole ass was going to make a speech. Because everyone on Twitter was saying, oh, you need to lead the country. And I'm going like, no. Don't let him talk. Don't let him talk. But, you know, niggas had to learn. So before he walked out there, he gave an order to the cops to clear out the fucking protesters. So while they're peaceful, the cops just shot out tear gas to everybody and just spread them all out and spread them out and all types of shit. Spread out everybody, innocent people. And then his ass comes out and does his little fucking speech and pretty much in a nutshell just says, yes, I am the president of law and order. And, you know, he was expecting Fabulous to come out and say something, but nah, he didn't.
Somebody did this.
The president of Law and Order, and he's gonna do it in George Floyd's name. I'm just paraphrasing because it just irritates me how he was talking. And he was saying that he was gonna enact the Insurrection Act, meaning he's gonna give
martial
absolute.
Law.
He feels
that you just get
pretty much in a nutshell.
Martial law.
Yeah, he was going to send out military forces to the states that have the worst problems, and if the governors don't fucking do it, he's going to do it himself. And yeah, he walked away, didn't take no questions, and then everyone got on fucking.
He did something else. That's what he did is going to stick with me for the remainder.
I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that part. So then this motherfucker decides to walk to a church because it's where the protesters were at. They cleared him out for him, and the stormtroopers led the way. Like they cleared the way for him, like he's the fucking emperor. Or that's giving him too much credit. Palpatine has more credit than fucking whole ass nigga in office.
He does, anyway, though. I mean, paint the picture. You got to stop doing that, though. Just paint the fucking picture.
Let me just go. So anyway, yeah, they cleared the way for him, and he walks over there, and he holds up a Bible upside down in front of a church he never even went to. Held the Bible upside down and took a photo op, and then went home. Went back to the White House, and then pretty much the news just went like, "Nigga, you know we can see you." Like, what the fuck? And pretty much the shit about the Insurrection Act that people don't know is that he wants to send military forces to the states, you know, to put martial law. But in order for him to do that, is that all the governors need to call him for permission. And pretty much every single governor said, "Fuck out of here." Like, no, we're not gonna do that. What the fuck you talking about? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Even Gavin Newsom said nah. Fucking Georgia said nah. And then he even called, before he even did the speech, he had a fucking conference call with all the governors, and he was literally just saying, "You guys are looking weak. You're looking weak. You did it." He's saying he's pretty much projecting his insecurities out on them. calling them they're looking weak and shit. They need to fucking upgrade their forces and shit. This old hoe ass. So of course,
seriously.
So then, you know, pretty much everyone in the city, like pretty much almost around the country, got curfews now. Like we're fucking kids, you know. But then after that, pretty much literally the day after that speech, pretty much pretty much out here in California, especially in San Jose, they were like, you know what, we're lifting this damn curfew after Thursday because this shit's just gonna make shit worse. So pretty much out here in San Jose, from what I've seen, and I gotta give a shout out to old boy on Instagram at San Jose Fool. That's San Jose Fools. That's pretty much, you know. He's been pretty much documenting this whole shit. He used to be like a meme account, but then he's been documenting everything. He's been documenting all the protests and the marches and shit. So way after the curfew at 8:30 on this past Tuesday, everyone was marching. They marched downtown. They marched all the way around City Hall and shit like that. And it was way past curfew, so I was expecting the cops to come out and shit. They didn't come out. They let them march. The fucking cars were kind of like blocking them off, like protecting them and shit like that. They let them peacefully march and went all the way back to City Hall. And there was no looting, there was no riots, there was no tear gas, no nothing. They let them just be peaceful. And I'm like, you see how easy that is, America? But then again, San Jose, you know, had to act like San Jose, and niggas started doing, you know, donuts and shit. Then the cops showed up. But, you know, that's just a regular day.
I mean, it
Bay.
wouldn't be the Bay, bro, if we didn't have a sideshow at the end of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you gotta let people know this ain't the protest in Iowa. This is a Bay Area protest.
For real.
Yeah, it was weak ass donuts too. It was like everyone was saying that's some weak ass donuts. But yeah,
whatever, man.
I know.
I mean, as we're recording right now, they have a youth led protest going on in San Francisco.
By the thousands.
My brother, sister, and his girlfriend, they're up there right now too. So when I came in the house, they were packing up, getting ready to go. I just looked at them and I was like, "Be safe, but hold it down for the cause." And they were like, "We got you." And they left.
Yup.
Yeah, by the thousands.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, pretty much yesterday, pretty much everyone, not yesterday, but pretty much after that speech that whole ass did, literally everyone came together and was like, you know what, we gotta get this nigga to fuck all that shit. And pretty much the cops in Atlanta, because they did some old whole ass shit to these college students that were literally just going home, and they had the nerve to slash their tires and tase them and fucking mace them and shit like that.
That shit was wild.
All 4 of them cops got fired, but the only funny thing about it is that the majority of those cops were black, and I'm just like, of course, that's why y'all fired their asses. But yeah, they're about to get a nice check, the victims and shit. Pretty much those cops got fired. Another cop is reprimanded. NYPD and LAPD, they need to get their shit together. But I'm noticing in other cities, it's kind of slowly like dying down, if you know what I mean. Like it's people are peacefully marching and shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's dying down, but in a positive way.
In a positive way, yes. In a positive way.
It's not like it's just going away.
Yeah, it's not going away. That's what I meant. Like the violence.
I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know how y'all feel, but I mean, I feel like there's a corner being turned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course, because people are starting to realize that it's, you know, they've been trying to hide behind the fact that, oh, it's looters. See, they're just going out there looting. They're starting to look like it's not just black people getting shot with tear gas and rubber bullets.
It's white folks too.
It's white people, and it's not just white people. It's old white people. It's white women. It's youth that are white.
Teenagers.
It's not like these who they would picture being hoodlums and outcasts and you know, for lack of better words, thugs. It's people that are going out there to peacefully protest, and they're getting treated like criminals. So, yeah, when people start looking at it, it's like, oh, that's been happening? And then, of course, you know, it's like, yes, motherfucker, this is what we've been telling you about for X amount of fucking years. Like,
decades.
Like, why, like, you know, thank you for opening your eyes finally, but why did it take seeing people that look like you doing it when we were telling you the whole time? Just imagine if your child was going through what we're telling you we go through. See, at the time, you just had to imagine it. Now you have to fucking see it.
Yeah. And then after that, like, social media decided to do Blackout Tuesday, where pretty much everybody, including like celebrities and other people and shit like that, they pretty much went dark. They put a black square on their Instagram and just went completely dark. And the whole thing was that they were going to reflect on the whole situation, on why Black Lives Matter, and pretty much educate people and pretty much put it out there on how to fund the protest and just pretty much educate white people on racism. That's pretty much what it was. It was educate a white person on racism. That's what that day was. That's what it was for me.
I'm going to keep it a buck. I participated but in the grand scheme of things, that didn't do shit. Like,
yeah, that's why I did it at first. I did it at first. I posted it, then I thought about it, and I was like, this ain't gonna cheat shit. I just deleted it.
I haven't seen a post by one white person that this was supposed to be about learning. I haven't seen anything about what they've learned yet. Tuesday, I haven't seen anything. So it's like you just gave everybody the day off, and they took advantage of it.
See, on my end, from what I've seen, because pretty much who I follow and who I'm friends with, especially with white folks, they understand it. Like, they completely understand why it's wrong, and because they're not racist, obviously, because I wouldn't be friends with them. But it's just like they understand it. So they're trying to educate their fellow white folks on, why you shouldn't be a racist piece of shit. That's pretty much what I call that day. Don't be a racist piece of shit day. Don't kill black people. Shit. That's pretty much what it was. And then to me, I was just like, I was looking at it and I was like, wow, all y'all really came together. And at first, like yesterday, because I'm gonna be real with y'all, I was on, like, pretty much throughout the whole year of everything that's been going on, like, I had some family situation that was going on, so I had to, like, keep my composure. Like, I was cool. When all that shit was going on with my family and shit, I was cool. When the pandemic hit, I was cool. I'm like, oh shit, I could be in the house for sure. I'm gonna be calm, just stay in the house and don't do nothing. But when this shit went down, like pretty much when the whole protest, and I'm on social media and I'm seeing what these cops are doing, and I'm just seeing, it was just like so much. It just kept coming and coming and coming, and people are just literally literally talking about it 24/7 and just saying just so much of just negative energy. It just put me on a really uneasy feeling. Like, it got to a point where I was making breakfast and I was low-key like waiting for my waffles, and I was pacing around like I was fucking Anakin Skywalker. And my mom was like, stop pacing. You making me uneasy. And I was like, oh shit, I gotta stop. And I caught myself. And then it got to the point, like on that Blackout Tuesday or whatever, I was like, you know what? Not even just then. I had to delete Twitter from my phone. Like, I had to delete the app. Like, I had to literally just go away from social media because I didn't want to read nothing. I didn't want to see nothing. Turn off the news. I had to watch shit on Netflix. Went on other websites. I had to unplug from the from the social media matrix. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just to clear my fucking mind, and it was the best thing ever. I'm gonna start doing that shit more. I even turned off my notifications for Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and shit. I was just like, I can't just
do that shit.
I know, but anyway, so
I've been trying to tell you that, like, it didn't need to, like, same as white people. I've been trying to tell you, it didn't have to get to this. You could have been taking vacations.
To get to this point,
I learned, okay, I learned. All right.
I kept all my social media. This shit's charged me up.
Charged up
to the point where, like, it's. I gotta get stuff off my chest. It's. I've never been neutral in anything, and people know that about me. I've always spoken what my truth is, my incidences with law enforcement, and how they've, gone out their ways to abuse their authority when it comes to bullshit ass excuses for pulling me over, dealing with me, going all the way back to when I was 14 years old. So I've never been shy about explaining that. I've always tried to do it in a way that was respectful of opening people's eyes. Nah, I'm not doing it no more. It's time to peel off the tape that's been on your eyes, because this shit it's been taking place, and I don't got time to try to protect other people's feelings because you want to slowly realize what the hell's going on. I've seen so many posts, and I want to preface this because I want to make it clear. This is not about bashing white people, what I'm going to get into. I have white people in my family, so that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
This is about drawing a line in the sand. You got to make a decision. You got to make a choice which side you want to be on. Mm-hmm. I've seen so many white people who have stated, this is not the America I know. I'm sorry. This is America. This has always been America.
Always.
This is America. This is America. This is America. It's just the side of America that you've chosen to not put your eyes on. It's the side of America that has forced a narrative that there is a so-called black-on-black crime to make it appear that when black people kill each other, it's the most heinous type of violence, as if white on white crime doesn't exist in that theory, brown on brown crime doesn't exist in that theory, Asian on Asian crime doesn't exist in that theory, Middle Eastern on Middle Eastern crime doesn't exist in that theory. The point of that is that crime is crime and it exists everywhere. But when you put this picture of black on black crime because you don't want to have the uncomfortable exchange and dialogue of the fact that police brutality does exist, so you want to get away from it and you want to say, well, I don't see what you say about when the gangs shoot each other. No, you don't see what we say. You know why? Because you ain't fucking checking to begin with. Yes, we do say something about that. You want to know the difference about that? Tyrone's ass gonna get picked up within 48 hours. That's why there's a fucking show called First 48.
Shit. I mean, seriously.
Damn. No,
They'll find a
I know,
nigga in
man.
48
I know.
hours.
I'm laughing because I relate to you. You know what I mean? Obviously.
And so,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm seeing all this, and it's not triggering me in a way where I want to get angry, but it's lighting that charge up where it's like I can't protect your feelings anymore, man. I've tried for years on end. Your feelings don't matter to me anymore because this is something that's real. I've lost count of after 20 how many times I've been stopped by the police for some bullshit. Okay? And I understand that there's a pandemic situation going on, and we were told to social distance and keep 6 feet away. But when an opportunity presented itself for me to go out and demonstrate and let these, and I want to preface this again, it's not all police, but as the saying goes, one bad apple screws up the whole damn basket. It was my opportunity to let it be known, those 17 years that you've been harassing me, it's not working. I'm still here. You're going to hear my voice.
Go.
You're going to see my
That's
face.
a round of applause. Shit.
And I'm not backing down. And that's what I told Larissa. And praise be to God, I got a partner that was ready to ride and down for the cause. And she's like, let's go. So we went out and did what we had to do. At least? We had masks on. As the majority of people out there had masks on.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
But you know what? I'm going to keep it a buck with you, fam. If we didn't have masks, I'd still be the fuck out there. Because at this point, I'm at a point in my life where you're going to stand for something or you're going to fall for anything.
I feel it.
And what I'm battling for right now isn't about me. It's about those young black and brown kids who are going to be in their 20s and 30s in the 2050s and 60s. This is the shit that our ancestors were doing in the 60s for those kids in their 20s and 30s in the 90s. This is the shit that they were doing in the 90s for who we are now, the 20 and 30-year-olds in the 2020s. I'm sorry. We've been doing the same shit for so long now at this point. That's why I was so shocked in a pleasant way to see that the entire country was now coming together and at least doing some form of saying, no, we're not going to stand by it.
Yeah.
We're protesting.
No,
we're
sure.
making moves.
Definitely, man.
We're going. And all the bullshit I hear about with the looting and all that, I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, I don't condone the shit in terms of you just don't go out there just to put shit on fire, to just put shit on fire.
Yeah.
But when we
fucking retarded.
But when we take a knee, you call us un-American. When we protest regularly, you say, oh, don't do it that way. When we do it in another form of fashion, Martin Luther King wouldn't do that. Okay, you know
Always
what?
go to Martin Luther King.
You know what? Since you don't, don't respond to this,
they get a lot of that story sideways.
Exactly. And I'm gonna get into that real quick.
Yeah,
But
do that, bro. Do that.
when it's like you keep shooting out all the peaceful ways, all right, you know what? Fine. Let me get that motherfucking brick and let's replay Do the Right Thing. And I remember growing up watching Do the Right Thing. And at the end of that shit, it was so conflicting because at the time when I watched it, I had yet to be harassed by the police. And it was, damn, see, you just made the situation worse. Like, I don't know if I get you're angry, I just wouldn't have done it. That narrative changes the first time the police talk to you like you're a third-class citizen. And it changes even more when it happens when you're 14, and then it repeatedly happens when you're 17. It repeatedly happens when you're 21. Repeatedly happens when you're 25. So by the time you're 30 and you've gone through some shit like that, no, okay, cool. You don't respect us taking a knee? Well, fuck you too. Let me go throw this fucking brick through the window and let's get your attention. Because clearly you're not paying attention when we peaceful. So let me fuck up your money. Because really that's what it's all about. You ain't gonna pay attention to us until your money's fucked up. And then we can have a conversation. Oh, and by the way, since you still don't want to have the conversation and say that we're wrong, let me present to you the police shooting at your grandchild. The police shooting at your grandmother. Yeah,
with tear gas.
We got here because you didn't want to
Tear
have the
gas and rubber
conversation years
bullets.
ago. I can't breathe. We just said that shit 6 years ago with Eric Garner.
Yep.
And it's the same exact pattern. So what the
Literally.
fuck
And
you
when
expect
the
us to
ball
do?
players was wearing those T-shirts, they told them to shut up and dribble. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? Like,
And it's like,
Yeah.
that's why I said, like, last week when it happened, I was numb to it. Almost numb to it, because it's like, it's going to be the same shit. Y'all gonna keep doing the same shit. Y'all keyboard warriors, y'all ain't going to do shit. Well, they shut me the fuck up. I was like, well, shit.
yeah, they did.
Minneapolis shut me the fuck up and said, oh, Busby said that? Oh, fuck that. And just burned it down. I was like, well, shit.
Yeah. Now to get on what I was saying with the Martin Luther King quotes.
Dude.
You know, so many people
like,
love to nitpick and just pull out whatever it is to fit their narrative.
It's like a book, man. It's like white people have like a book of Martin Luther King quotes or something they go to.
Nah, they just got like the ones that fit
Yeah.
their narratives. That's it.
That's it's like no one ever quotes
Like
Malcolm
dead
X,
ass, bro.
That's why I like Malcolm X a little bit more because he kept it hood.
Well, here's the thing. When both of them were assassinated, they were both crossing over into each other's ideologies.
Yeah, very close.
So remember, like, since people want to bring up Martin Luther King quotes, let's remember that first and foremost if you really did your history. Malcolm X had realized that it wasn't only a black against the world situation because there were Muslims of different ethnicities and creeds everywhere. That's when he opened his eyes and realized, okay, you can be an ally. And at the same time, before Dr. Martin Luther King died, that's when he made that statement. There's days I feel like I led my cattle to the slaughter. And let me rephrase that. He led them into a burning house that had no way of getting put out.
Yep.
So if you want to bring up the Martin Luther King quotes, yes, he did preach peaceful protests for black people. But he also brought up something very important for white people. He told you, and when I say white people, again, these are for the ones that when you tell them stop shooting unarmed black people in the streets, they're the ones that say, yeah, that's wrong, but. So I'm not talking about all white people. I'm talking about those. Let's make that clear.
The one that said the butt niggas.
So when Martin Luther King was talking about when he was referring to you,
Sorry.
when he was referring to you, it was you need to get off your ass and you need to do something to help. Don't just sit by and be complacent with what's going on. But nobody wants to quote about that. Nobody wants to bring that shit up.
Of course, because they didn't do their fucking research. Like I said, white folks have a Martin Luther King quote book when they say some racist shit or see some racist shit. They always quote Martin Luther King.
And then they took it to a whole other level
you know
that
what?
I wasn't expecting. But I can't say I put it past him. Martin Luther King the
What's
third tweeted out what his father said by saying the riots are a result of people when you don't listen to them and don't hear them. You don't think these white men that went
The
tweeted that shit
direct
out?
quote is a riot. A riot is a language
Thank
of
you.
the
You
unheard.
do not think these white men went back and retweeted him? Well, your father also stood for that. Like, you gonna tell me what my father?
You gonna try to tell me what my daddy said, nigga?
Shit,
Like,
you kidding me?
White folks.
And that's what I always tell people.
White folks.
This is America. When we
They
tell
tried
you
to
what's
school
going
him on his own
on
daddy.
and you don't want to believe it, even though this is your history of America. Your history is based on violence and pillaging.
Dead ass.
Serious though.
Motherfuckers will believe, somebody broke it down perfectly. Motherfuckers will believe why there's a full-fledged rebellion in Star Wars and they'll rock with the shit. But as soon as you bring it up with a black person in real life, all of a sudden they can't, they turn into Stevie Wonder. They don't know where left and right is.
Everyone always says Stevie Wonder. Say Ray Charles.
Stevie Wonder came to mind because he's still breathing.
Fuck with it. I fuck with it.
And it's so much bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it didn't
Definitely.
It didn't need to go to this. All that
But it
had to
had
be
to.
done for this was just arresting those 4 officers. When you get down to the nitty gritty, none of this shit would be popping off to this extent. Because I can't say it wouldn't be popping off. There could still be protests. Like, let's make it
But
clear.
it won't be.
Yeah.
It won't be like this.
All you had to do was just
I don't think it would have been this
Yeah.
big.
because this is a whole level that we didn't even anticipate.
See, this
Yeah.
is how I always say this is God's plan, no Arbery. But it was like it was like a lot of factors had to happen for this to happen. Like the pandemic, like Trump had to get elected. The fucking pandemic had to hit. The fucking people had to lose their jobs Like a majority of America lost their damn jobs, and then what's his name? This situation had to happen. So everyone's out
George
of work.
Floyd.
They see it on Twitter, they see it on TV, and they just said, "We're not gonna take it." No, we ain't gonna take it. And they just rebelled. This is like the beginning of a damn revolution.
Yeah.
God damn. Like then that's pretty, it's like this is like God just sprinkling some crack over some shit and looking at the devil like, really? Like you like the devil, it's like him and the devil were playing chess, and God just looked at him like, you really thought you were gonna win? Really?
This is just further explanation of what the character of Morpheus was saying in The Matrix, which was, number one, we don't try to unplug somebody at a certain age because it is dangerous.
And they're not ready for it.
And number two, there are people that do not want to be detached. They rely too much on the system.
Yes.
So at that point, there's no saving them. It's us against them. And that's what it is. This is the Matrix. There's people that are learning this and they refuse to learn it because they've reached a certain age where they just believe what they believe. And then there's other people that are just like, well, it ain't happening to me and I'm comfortable. So
yep, pretty much. Like it's kind of funny when I'm looking on TV and everyone's like Black Lives Matter. I'm seeing corporations saying Black Lives Matter all over fucking something. I'm seeing all these people just saying it, and I'm going like, so this is all it took for us to burn your shit down for you to come out and say, yeah, this is wrong. Like, I'm seeing celebrities that have never said Black Lives Matter say Black Lives Matter. I'm seeing wrestlers, WWE wrestlers, say Black Lives Matter. Like, from white wrestlers, like fucking Randy Orton of all people.
yeah,
I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. Like, I think it's a little bit more than just the what do you call it, burning the shit down. I think it's just the fact that the shit was like completely on video.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the George Floyd shit, like that was completely where you see him like cooperating, then you see him get into the car, then you see him on the ground. You know what I mean? Like you see every stage of it.
Yeah. And I'm not, in no way am I trying to say that one form of killing is worse than another form of killing. Killing's killing.
Yeah.
Murder is murder. Let me put that. George Floyd wasn't killed. He was murdered.
Yeah.
But there is a difference in seeing somebody getting shot, because that shit happens within a span of 5 seconds or less, and the body goes down. It's a whole other thing to see a man literally place his knee on another human being's neck for almost 9 minutes, and after the 6th minute, he's already fading away and he's unconscious. Yeah. That's a whole other level of evil.
Crying out for his mom at that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and he just and the cop literally repositioned his knee too, and he just he just didn't move. It's like he just
didn't give a fuck, bro. I mean, it is what it is. He didn't give a fuck.
And looked right at the camera and was looking around like he just didn't care. And then it's like, that's what I'm saying. I said this last week. It's like, again, nigga, you know we can see you. Like, dude, you know what's gonna happen now. Like, you know the cycle that's about to happen to you as one of many cops. This is what's going to happen to you. Like, I've already ran down the list.
But yeah, I mean, you talk about that, but bro, I mean, who gives a shit? Yeah. You know what I mean? As far as him, who gives a shit as far as him? I don't give two fucks about what happens to him.
Yeah, but it's
you know what I mean?
And it's like when you see these cops and you see how they're acting and bullying, you could tell they never got pussy. Like, at all. Like, you could just tell they're just like one of them kids that never got pussy, have low self-esteem, and they decided to fucking join the force just to, you know, let all their fucking rage out. Like, we talked about...
I don't know, man. I look at Donald Trump and I could tell that fool never won a fist fight.
Well, me and JC were talking about it yesterday.
For me, it ain't about whether or not... I know. I'm trying to laugh as much as possible. I've just been on the streets in the front line, so at some point it's like... It's just I can meet you guys halfway. I don't look at it as they didn't get pussy. I look at it as
I know
they could never be themselves or be comfortable with who they were and be accepted.
That shit.
So now we give so now you earn a gun and a badge in less time than a barber earns his clipping license, and you don't know how to fucking act. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and they're wired different. Like, they're literally just wired like brainwashed or wired differently. Like, you're supposed to protect and serve. That's what your badge is supposed to say. But again, police was made because of fucking slavery, so they could go out and catch slaves and shit like that. And then when slavery ended, the police was pretty much made to protect white folks from slaves because they were afraid that some Nat Turner shit was gonna happen again, and we were gonna have a revolt. But black folks,
and remember the importance. The laws were never changed on how to police. They all stayed the same. So how we're being policed now is the same way they were policing when they were catching slaves.
Yep.
So when you wonder and question, and you have to, you can't comprehend how the police could just really do this. Well, you shouldn't, because the system has always been to abuse your authority by any means necessary. Do what needs to be done.
Yeah.
Like there should be no misunderstanding with that. I said it last week. I said, as soon as the country realizes that our tax money going to the military isn't to protect us from another country, it's to protect the 1% of our country from the rest of us, that's when you're going to wake up. And I'll be damned if that motherfucker did not come and show everybody what the hell was going on.
See, this is the thing about this podcast. Everything we say on here, like sometimes some of the shit happens.
It just happens.
It just happens.
It just happens.
I mean, think about it for a second. Just a month ago, all three of us were like, yeah, when we had seen Ahmaud Arbery, the video footage of that, we were like, yeah, it's wild to think that the pandemic has kept us inside, and police haven't been killing us.
As soon as they opened up, as soon as the mayors and governors started opening up, then the police kill a black man.
Shit, as soon as they like barely opened up the door and shit, you know what I mean? You could barely get that little glimmer of sunlight.
Like it was like an
right
itch.
away.
They had to do something.
Like they was itching.
And
like they was itching for it.
And what's even worse, before we got on the air, I saw a report saying that they said they did more toxicology reports, and I guess Ford had the coronavirus supposedly. Mm-hmm. And I was like, nigga, and
yeah, what's that supposed to mean?
Yeah. And then
who cares?
And went in there and found his fucking Pornhub and shit. Yeah, nigga was a porn star too, by the way.
Yeah, which cool. But what does that have to do? What does that got to do with anything?
I know, but it's just crazy how we're revolting.
Like, what's that got to do with anything?
We're revolting for a porn star.
Hey, porn stars are people too, and people need to get
I
that.
know. No, I get it. No, I'm just saying.
I'm not saying
funny.
it about
it's
you.
Funny to me.
I'm not saying this about you, but there is still that stigma that if you have a certain occupation, if you look a certain way, and if you do things a certain way, you are not protected under civil rights. And for some strange reason, because this is something else we could get into when the time comes, because Lord knows there's going to be a time when this comes, and I do not say that with pride, but the situation is what it's going to be. We are going to have a conversation about how people feel about porn stars when they're raped.
Yeah.
And how all of a sudden it's, oh, you deserve it, look at your occupation. The fuck does that have to do with anything? Sex workers in general. Sex workers. Yes. Yeah. How it's, oh, well, you work in that line, so you deserve whatever happens to you. Who the fuck are you?
Human. Or how they treat fucking gay folks and shit. How they treat them like almost worse as black folks. Don't even treat them as human. Like almost like like talk about gay rights and shit. I'm like, what the hell? You treat them like they're not even human?
Exactly.
And it's like it's weird to me. Like when I see like white folks, man, in general, y'all just weird and insecure. Like you guys don't even go here. You don't even live here.
I gotta say this. I just gotta say this, and this is likely gonna be my last point, and then I can have full fun with you guys, because but I need to get this off. If there's one thing that anybody takes away from this who is white and wants to be of assistance to the cause, you don't have to go out and be on the front lines if you're worried about that. Okay, cool. But there are little things you can do in life. One of those things that you can start doing is start recognizing that there is a difference between you and your loved ones in your life that are black. Something that I have consistently seen on social media is somebody who is black will post up their feelings and how they should not be shot down, and just the usual. And in trying to comfort and prove that they are not racist, a comment that I'm sure even you, Martine, with you being Hispanic, I'm sure we have all heard in our former life, which is, this is ridiculous. I don't even see you as a black man. You are a regular human being to me.
Oh,
That sounds like all lives matter, people.
I need you. I need you to understand. That is the most ignorant, stupid fucking statement you could ever make. And the reason to that is because
Seriously.
I understand what you're trying to say. You are trying to say that we are equal and we should be treated as equals. Cool. But I know damn good and well you can tell the difference between a black car and a white car. I know damn good and well you can tell the difference between green grass and a blue sky. Why is it all of a sudden that you're now saying that you don't see me as, you should see me as a black man? Because when you see me as a black man and you start seeing the discrimination going on against black people, you can then understand what I'm telling you.
Yep.
Until you recognize and see that black or that brown human being for what they are, you're never going to fully grasp and understand.
I mean, yeah.
And that's what I got.
Seriously.
I mean, seriously, watch all them fucking slave movies.
Good point, man.
Watch all them damn slave movies that all these white folks be making. Watch fucking...
See, and that's the thing about it, too, man. Like, people are shocked about what's going on and all that shit. It's been in the movies for how long already?
For 12 years a slave.
They keep giving us
You know what I'm
awards for
saying?
it.
Amistad.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
And that irritates me. That's why I got mad with 12
Like,
years a slave
how is
wins.
everybody shocked? Like, it doesn't make fucking sense to me. I'm sorry. That threw me off for a second. My bad.
I know. I'm just saying, white folks really watch like documentaries. Really watch Can You See Us? Because I feel like that movie, that Netflix movie, Can You See Us? That wasn't for me because that's gonna piss me off. That's for white folks to watch. For the 13th Amendment shit, that's for white folks to watch. That's like studying for you guys. Amistad, fucking
watch Fruitvale Station, man.
Fruitvale Station, Rosewood, all the movies I do not like watching. You white folks need to fucking watch that shit.
I mean, shit,
I was about to say.
They just shot a kid out here in Vallejo. They just shot him dead. I forgot when it was. They claimed that he was pulling out a gun in front of, I think, the Walgreens or the CVS. He had a hammer in his pocket or some shit like that.
He had a hammer. Yeah.
And then I just found out there was a stabbing death in San Jose early in the wee mornings yesterday morning.
By a cop?
Oh yeah,
a cop stabbed?
I don't know what it was, but it was downtown at that 7-Eleven near San Jose State.
I was like, damn, that's new from the Popo. And I think, and also in Louisville, they fucking shot one of the fucking cops shot a protester, and he was a chef at the fucking diner, and he gave out free barbecue and dinner for the cops. And they shot him.
Mind you, this is after Breonna Taylor too, and rest in peace to Breonna Taylor.
Yeah,
God,
that's not forget about Breonna Taylor.
Yeah,
Black
rest in
Queen.
peace.
Yeah. Like when they barged in her house and shot her.
Exactly. Like, it's just the littlest things, man. Like, we wouldn't be here if you just acknowledged the little things and recognize that this is our pain. Because we keep saying black and brown, but Martine, you are included this too. You are brown, and I'm sure you've heard it throughout your years with cholos and all that, and you know however that goes. I know you've heard it. So you're not excluded. You fit the mold just like both of us do.
Bruh. Yeah. Not only do I fit the mold, but at some point in time, I have fit the description. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things, man.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of white people. We can't do this without you, but you got to be properly educated to assist us too. It can't be. It can't be that you want to help from the goodness of your heart, but you don't know where to start. You better figure out where the fuck to start.
It's common sense at this point, man. Shit. It's like common sense. It's wrong. Fucking idiots.
I'm ready to laugh now, man.
So let's talk about the funny shit that's been happening to these protests.
These celebrities. These celebrities.
No, I want to talk about the crumping first.
No. Let's get there by starting with the celebrities. Madonna.
Who we gonna start with?
Madonna.
We gotta start with Madonna. See, I gotta start here. I gotta talk as the micro fan. I was scrolling. This is one of the reasons why I had to unplug. I was scrolling, and then I saw Madonna and her son. First off, her son's hella tall now, black. I forgot she adopted hella black kids and hella other races and shit. So I was like, he's doing this for protesting and all this other shit. All right? I was like, okay. So then you know how you on Twitter you don't see you see the video playing but no sound.
Yeah.
I saw him dancing like Michael. And I was like, and it wasn't good. And I knew exactly what song it was.
Good.
And it wasn't good.
And I knew exactly what song it was, and I pressed play, and he was playing They Don't Care About Us, and he was dancing like Michael, and he was doing this. First I thought it was on some fucking stepping shit, but no, he was dancing like Michael, and he was dancing for protesting. He was dancing like Michael Jackson to protest. I just stared at it.
Yeah.
I just let it play, and then when it ended, I just stared at the screen.
Oh, you didn't applaud it for stopping racism?
I mean, because it did a lot.
It stopped racism, you know?
Yeah,
Like, all he needed was a Pepsi.
It's gone.
Yeah, like for 24 hours straight, like he completely stopped racism. It was done.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I just looked at that, and that's what I sent it to y'all. It's like, if I saw it, y'all niggas need to see this shit.
I watched that, and I text you back, what the fuck did I just watch?
For real.
Also,
I seen it and I was just like, I'm not even gonna respond.
There's no, yeah, it's
like,
it's like y'all, it's one of those, like really, Madonna. That's why Michael didn't fuck with you. Like,
I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm gonna keep it all the way. I'm gonna keep it 2 Virgils because we gonna get to him too. But I'm gonna keep it 2 Virgils with you. I saw that, and the first thing Rossi and I were talking about it, and first thing I told Rossi was, I understand why Tupac treated her the way that Snoop talks about how he treated her. I get it now.
How did he treat? Like, fucked her and left her?
He treated her like Snoop tells a story about how Tupac walked in with her, and he told her, "Just go wait in the car, bitch. I'll be there." And she walked away and did what he said.
Shit, Michael tells a story about when she wanted to go on a date with him, she tried to lay out all these rules and say, yeah, first off, we're not going to Disneyland. And Michael said, bitch, I don't want to go to Disneyland. Who the fuck told you that? I don't want to go to Disneyland. She's like, oh, well, we're not going to do this. He's like, I don't want to do all that. He's like, well, I'm going to take you to a strip club. And he was like, nah, we ain't doing that shit. Like, she was trying to, like, shock him. And Michael was just like, yeah. And he didn't really fuck with her like that.
Yeah, no, but that was the first thing came to mind was like, I know why Pac treated you the way. It makes sense now. I get it.
And I like Madonna. I have all the respect in the world for Madonna, but...
Speaking of Pac, real quick.
Oh, you gonna talk about...
No.
Which part?
No.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know exactly. I'm not touching that. You can talk about that if you want. I'm staying away from that.
I know. Nah.
I mean, you want to talk about somebody that looks amazing in the light from what they've said years past.
We are hungry,
exactly.
Please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. Like,
he gave you the blueprint of what was going to happen, and you still weren't listening.
Yeah.
That's all I had to say. That's all.
I mean, he gave you a blueprint from Tupacalypse to Tupacalypse Now to Strictly for My Niggas to Me Against the World. Did he talk about it on All Eyes on Me?
He damn sure did.
Yeah, I'm talking about
it. Wasn't to the extent of the others, but he talked about it.
Yeah, that's what I meant, yeah. He really talked about it on Machiavelli and in all the post-Thomas albums. Yeah, he's been talking about this shit. Shit.
I mean, what you think Shorty Wanted to Be a Thug is about? It's much deeper. It's a much deeper story than a 16-year-old in the streets. He's painting a picture of what's going on around him.
Shit.
Oh, you know who the MVPs doing this whole shit on Twitter is Ice-T and Ice Cube. They've been keeping it very vintage.
And Tory Lanez. Round of applause to the trifecta.
Yeah, and Tory Lanez too. Yeah.
I also want to give shouts out. Nick Cannon, Jamie Foxx. There was no question in my mind when we found out that George Floyd was friends with Steven Jackson, that Steven Jackson was going to stay silent. We knew how he gets down. So giving him a shout out in a way would be discrediting who he is, but nonetheless, a shout out to that man.
Killer Mike too.
Killer Mike had a no pun intended. Killer Mike had a killer just monologue
speech.
Yeah,
I mean, it was like an obvious. It was like, to me, it was like, well, for a black man, it was pretty fucking obvious. But white people, it's only been white people that's been retweeting it. That's the funniest part about it. It's like, this is just amazing. Even Eminem retweeted that shit. But I was like, well, he's white, so
yeah. But to all the But to all the,
I mean, he
shout out to LL Cool J too, man.
LL Cool J, LeBron James, Steph Curry.
Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
The Weeknd. Shout out to The Weeknd. Shit.
Yeah, because it's important to give them. It's important to give the shout outs because, you know.
And Drake.
Yeah.
Give him props, Martine. Give him props.
And Justin Timberlake.
Oh, no, give him props. Give Drake props first.
What? Okay. I mean, he did good. Good job.
Justin Timberlake.
I'm not gonna take nothing away. But Justin Timberlake too.
Oh, yeah, John Boy, yeah, he said, I don't give a fuck about this Star Wars money. He's been like this ever since Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, my God.
He's been on, like, you haven't been paying attention. He gives no fucks.
No, actually, I'm going to tell you when it happened. he ain't give a fuck since he was catching wines and they were bitching and complaining about him.
Yeah.
That's when he was like, oh, all right, well, fuck you too. I already got my Disney money, and I'm going to catch me some more dirty wines.
Yup. And he stopped giving up. Like I'm telling, after Rise of Skywalker, after he was done with that shit, he on Twitter, he really stopped giving a fuck. Star Wars fans, they're damn near racist too, man. Yeah. They're weirdos, and he's been going back and forth with them for years. Yeah. And he really stopped giving a fuck. But he's been fucking saying fuck these white fuck these racist ass crooked ass police. Who else has been donating? Like a lot of people. Fucking Ben and Jerry's, man.
Yo, Ben and Jerry's always been with the shits, man.
Oh, yeah.
So to read their statement, I'm not surprised. They deserve to be commended as well. I saw a lot of statements. Yeah, I just saw a lot of statements where on one hand it was like, cool. But then I just read through a whole bunch of others and it was like, you're just putting this out there to put this out there. Because
there's a lot of them that did that. Because I can see which ones were genuine and the other ones that were just like,
Ben and Jerry's, they was with the shit from jump. Like they told you from jump. This is about police brutality against our black Americans. Mm-hmm. Like they had no hesitation putting police and brutality next to each other. There's a lot of statements that still wouldn't recognize the police brutality
at all. That's I noticed that a lot.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, cool, but you just doing this because you don't want nobody to run up in your store and burn it down.
Call of Duty fucking stopped.
Like who?
The people of Call of Duty, they didn't fucking release their game because they were just like they like the download content. They were like, yeah, because of all this is going on, we're not gonna release this shit. Black Lives Matter.
To answer your question, Martin, it got to. Yeah. I actually feel like I did myself a disservice. It just got to the point where I saw too many, and I didn't write any down. But they were out there. Like
they were.
It just it was. It just didn't.
Like some of them you could tell which ones were genuine, and the other ones you just kind of had to give that side eye to. Like, okay.
Well, I'll give you an example.
Oh, go on.
This kind of ties in with everything, but fuck, we could actually combine topics. McDonald's. I saw their statement today.
McDonald's did the statement. What did they say?
Let me pull this up.
Wait, what? McDonald's?
Yeah, I got it in all places. I actually got it in my email.
Wow.
Probably because I downloaded the app.
Oh, that makes sense. I haven't been to McDonald's in months, bro. Dude, I haven't been to McDonald's in months.
So, although they did say we stand for victims of systematic oppression and violence and with black communities across America, there's been one key underlining that I also have an issue with. It's that black people are not black communities. Like, black people are facing this shit in the suburbs too. You know, like
Dr.
these ain't just in the ghettos and hoods.
Dude, Dr. Dre got pulled over by the cops in front of his damn house. T.I. too. And this Dr. Dre, who was a billionaire, this after he got the Apple deal, and they pulled him over in front of his big ass house. Still nigga.
Now.
Hey, also, man, shout out J. Cole, man. He was actually at one of the protests in Fayetteville.
Yeah, after people on Twitter were, you don't see the rappers you be talking about, and then they pulled up two of the rappers that could just diminish that whole argument. It's like, you really gonna put J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar in that statement? Seriously?
They really thought Kendrick did because Kendrick didn't make a statement. This nigga gave a soundtrack to this shit a few years ago. It's called "To Pimp a Butterfly." Listen to it.
Yup.
Seriously,
that's all I've been listening to, bro. Like, for real.
Now, like that album's gonna be in history books. But yeah, go on.
Yeah. Now again, McDonald's is doing something right, so I guess I jumped the gun. I just saw black communities, and that's one of the things that's been rubbing me the wrong way. They're not addressing the fact that it's not just black communities. There's black people all over the place that have the same stories. They did donate to the National Urban League and the NAACP. They did state, we do not tolerate inequality, injustice, or racism. Black Lives Matter. That's cool, but when you gonna pull the funding from Trump's?
Yeah,
because they're a part of that. You know, I know I've joked around. I know I've joked around in the past with taking any and all things from Chick-fil-A, but enough's enough. When Chick-fil-A, when you gonna pull your funding out? Wendy's, when you gonna pull your funding out? AutoZone, when you gonna pull your funding out?
In and Out, when you gonna pull your funding out?
Carl's Jr., where you at? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of places.
Yeah.
Home Depot. Home Depot, you got a lot of fucking nerve. Considering,
well, that's Arthur Blank,
considering
bro.
the workers that be
You know what I
the
mean?
workers that choose to congregate outside of your establishment to look for under the table work.
You know, it's just funny seeing all this shit go down, and it's just like this is what I had to took for y'all to speak up.
Yeah,
like it's been like this since the slavery, since the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and y'all barely said anything. Like, you never said nothing because you just had niggas work. And now when niggas ain't working, and then when the black folks dies and niggas are calling for a revolution, you're like, oh, we love black people.
All right, but I got 2 questions for you. All right, 2 people that said some shit. I want to know you guys' take on it.
All right.
I'm going to just name them both off right now. Jordan and Jay-Z.
I mean, Jay-Z, Jay-Z did action and Jordan did what he had to do.
Okay, but remember, you were giving him shit about we moved past kneeling shit.
Oh, I was, yeah.
That's why I bring up
So
Jay-Z.
He
more
proved it with action.
More in particular for you, Bubby.
Oh, he proved it with his actions. It's all about actions. He still
just
looks,
like I said he would.
still looks funny. He still looks funny in the light to me. But he proved it in his actions. Took out a whole page in the fucking New York Post, pretty much talking about the whole George Floyd shit. Called the fucking governor. Like, he literally called the governor of Minnesota and said, you need to fix this shit. I mean, yeah, Hov is doing what Hov's supposed to do. Spokesperson for hip-hop, the ambassador of hip-hop. And Jordan, I mean, hey, that's you, JC.
Let me pull up Jordan's statement, because I remember he did release that statement. Hang on.
Yeah. I read part of it, but I was just like, yeah.
Because I did feel a type of way about Jordan's statement.
But yeah, man, it's just weird, especially in the wrestling world. That's interesting if you want to go to that, but get Jordan's statement first.
Okay, so Michael Jordan's statement reads, I am deeply saddened, truly pained, and plain angry. I see and feel everyone's pain, outrage, and frustration. I stand with those who are calling out the ingrained racism and violence toward people of color in our country. We have had enough. I don't have the answers, but our collective voices show strength and the inability to be divided by others. We must listen to each other, show compassion and empathy, and never turn our backs on senseless brutality. We need to continue peaceful expressions against injustice and demand accountability. Our unified voice needs to put pressure on our leaders to change our laws, or else we need to use our vote to create systematic change. Every one of us needs to be part of the solution, and we must work together to ensure justice for all. Heart's in the right place. It's one of those ones where you're incorporating black people in the situation that black people don't need to fix. It's a lot of wheeze. A lot of wheeze. And black people didn't create this situation.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I got an issue with that.
I'll be honest with you. When I read it, I kind of looked at it a little sideways. I didn't know how to take it because first of all, we already know Jordan's a really silent person. Right. You know what I mean? He's never really spoke up on this type of issue.
He's only done it once.
Well, once. But then that was it. You know what I mean? Like we really don't hear much from him.
Yeah.
So when I seen it and I read it, I was just like, wait, what? Maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way, but since JC read it right now, I know you read it before, but you read it out loud right now, and you gave your take on it. I was like, bro, that's exactly how I felt.
Yeah, I mean, he never really speaks about this shit. All the black folks that have died and shit, he's never really spoke up for the shit.
And that's something that's important for people to understand, too. This is not a situation that black people or brown people need to fix. Like,
y'all niggas need to fix this shit.
Yeah, like, this is why...
We just need to stay black and be healthy. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, this is why that, this is what you were supposed to be. And shouts out to the people. I'm not going to take away from the white people that did take Tuesday to look within and look around and actually do some research. But if you didn't and you just used it as an excuse to be like, we got a day off, I guess I'm not going to stream any music, so let me relax. If you took your day off to do that, ain't shit going to be done. Because this wasn't about black people taking the day off. Again, we've been telling you, brown people as well, we've been telling you what the hell's been going on. So this is... I should have said that earlier, but it was my fault for assuming that would have been... That should have been known, But again, black and brown people need your help because this is not our problem to fix.
Yup.
Because once again...
It's that simple.
Once again, this is America. Like, This is not something new. This shit just didn't just happen. This has always been the ugly side of America. But truth be told, it's not just the ugly side. It's actually the side of the coin that actually gets shown out to the rest of the world. This is really how the rest of the world views us.
Exactly. I mean, you want to know who's really fucked up from this? Or Native Americans, bruh. They were chilling here. So a white boy showed up and said, "Yeah, this is our spot now," and massacred the whole fucking race.
Yeah,
like damn near the whole race.
Just about 90%.
Here's the mothership to COVID-19. We're gonna give you this flu and exterminate you.
Yeah, pretty much. Fuck Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, they exterminated one one color of people, and then
got lazy, went to Africa because they saw black folks, and they're like, oh, let's get them, let them do the work.
Yeah,
and then they started a war off of laziness. Like if you really think about it, the Civil War was because of laziness.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's talk about some of these protesters, man, because some of them are funny. The Crumper.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, JC.
The ones that did. Okay, let's paint it even more specific, because it's not just the Crumper. It was the Crumpers that crumped a cappella.
Yeah. It was one of those moments where I was watching it, and they were doing it in front of the cops, and the cops was just looking at them, and I looked at them too, and it was one of those moments like, I know what y'all doing is fucked up. You just make an exception. Like it was just these niggas.
I saw that shit, and the first thing that came to my mind was, this is Madonna's fault. Like,
this whole shit's Madonna's fault.
Real shit though.
That's what should be the title of the show. This is Madonna's fault.
As horrible as the fucking Pepsi commercial was. Congratulations, you found a way to outdo that, because that was as low could get in terms of, oh yeah, I didn't know we could stop racism by just sharing a Pepsi. No,
that was Kylie Jenner. No, you had to crump.
You had to go out there and crump with no music.
Crump.
And then let the white girl do it next to you while you stood and took a water break and walked to the side.
And then got mad that no one was feeling it. And the cops were just looking at you. And I bet the protesters were looking at you. Like for that,
probably like, what the fuck did you just do?
The cops and protesters united and said, get these niggas the fuck up out of here.
I guarantee there was a group of people that looked around and said, I know this nigga ain't out here trying to and just stopped and stared. I know it.
I saw another video. I don't know if I sent it to you guys, but it was this one chick, and she was in line, and she was like, I will fuck any cop in this line. If you quit right now, I will fuck you right now. And all the male cops were just like, fuck. And then they cut this one cop just staring at her
he was
like,
ready to risk it all.
Yo, his eyes got huge.
Actually, Busby, you might be onto something. They probably was no pussy getting, because his eyes lit like he was, like she was the prize.
For real.
Like,
and he's like, yeah, I'm married. And then she said, I'm married, sorry.
Yeah, like,
and he's like, oh, you think that's gonna stop you? You never raped a prostitute before? But nah, I'll fuck you consensually if you quit right now.
The look on that man's eyes told me that if the call came in from above and told them officers, now shoot it into the public, that man would have looked at that order and have been like, no, I'm gonna go get me some milk and honey, bye.
No, the funniest part is the black dude behind him. He had this look like, the black cop behind him, he was like, damn.
Yeah.
Because he had that, you look good look on his face, like,
And there were some funny moments too, like the situation.
The Elmo dude.
The situation in Atlanta when dude was making fun of his shield.
A little shield ass nigga. Even the black cop laughed at that. He was like, shit, man, shut up, man.
I want to give a shout out. And damn it, I'm upset now that I'm forgetting where this took place. But the sheriff's officer that went into the crowd of the people and was like, I don't care what they told us to do. We are here to serve you. So
that was in Michigan. That was in Flint, Michigan.
Thank you. I knew it was something somewhere that was of importance, because it was like, yeah, they're doing this in Flint. Meanwhile, you're trying to send the law enforcement out there to hassle and correct these thugs and hooligans, when the fuck you gonna send them their water?
Yeah, how about that?
For real.
For how many years now? They still haven't had
Seriously,
clean
bro. It's
water?
been too fucking long, dog.
But shouts out to
Yeah.
that department, and I'm sorry I'm forgetting the gentleman's name. But he went there and said, just tell me what you need me to do and I got you. And they said, march with us. And he said, then let's go.
And he marched with them. The cops marched with them.
Yeah.
And
Nah, I
they
remember
didn't
that
throw
video.
no tear gas, no nothing. That's the only one of the cities that has no issues.
Yeah.
I'm like, you see how easy this shit is? And there's also other there's footage of cops taking a knee and shit like that. I have mixed feelings on that shit. Because some of them will take a knee, and as soon as the cameras go down, they shoot out tear gas.
Oh,
and
yeah,
arrest them.
it was a tactic. It was to
tactic.
Put the protesters at a fake
At ease.
And then once their guards are down, all right, now swoop in.
Or some of them actually are genuine. Some of them are genuine. Yeah. You know? So there is some good cops, some with a capital SOME.
It ain't that there's some. The majority are. But until you rectify and get your bad apples out.
Oh, shout out to that one black cop, the one black lady cop that fucking checked her fucking peer when he fucking was being an asshole, and she because he pushed down a fucking protester, peaceful protester, and she grabbed him and pushed him like, what the fuck you doing?
Yep.
And he just walked off like, yeah, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about these damn celebrities. Mainly, Randy fucking Orton. I've been just stuck on this because this just blows my mind. Randy Orton in WWE, if y'all don't know, he was like, for the past few years, he's low-key been a Trump supporter. He kind of talked shit about Black Lives Matter when the cops were killing him and shit like that. And for the longest time, I didn't follow him. I respected him in the ring as a wrestler. I just been like, you know what? Nah, that's like on Twitter, nah, I can't fuck with you like that. Even like hip hop, like, you know, the hip hop culture call him Migos Orton, or RKO Migos or whatever the shit's called. Yeah, but I was just like, you know what? Nah, I can't fuck with you. If you fuck with Trump, nah, I'm good. So then, when all this shit was going down, like I remember this a few weeks, I refollowed him. I was like, yeah, fuck it. I refollowed him, and then all of a sudden, when all this shit was going on, out of nowhere, he tweets out Black Lives Matter, and I was like, did he get hacked? The fuck?
What kind of shit is that?
And then his followers go like, oh no, all lives matter, da 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 da, and he was like, nah. He retweeted it and doubled down and said no, until no lives matter until Black Lives Matter. You got it? Until their lives matter, all lives do not matter. You got it? And I was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah. And then he retweeted the George Floyd fucking what's it called? The not the petition, the fucking GoFundMe. Mm-hmm. And I was like, why? And he said, justice for George. Yeah, he really went with it. Yeah.
Shit.
Randy Orton, and I was like, wow.
Randy Orton said Black Lives Matter. And then Chris Jericho flipped the script and was all lives matter.
Said all lives matter. He's been on that all lives matter shit. And the thing that's disappointing is that people should have saw this shit coming, because on his podcast he fucking interviewed hoe ass nigga Junior. And he got hella backlash for that shit, and he's on this whole hippie like kumbaya shit that we should all be in this together. He doesn't see color, and people are like, that's bullshit. You've wrestled all over the world. You've wrestled with so many different types of cultures, from black, Mexican, Asian. You should be the first. And you're from Canada, and you lived in Cali for a minute because you want to get your career off. So you, out of everybody, should know why this is fucked up, and yet you still say all lives matter. And he doubled down, and he's even blocking people, like black people, when they're trying to explain them what Black Lives Matters mean. He'll block people. And I'm like, really, Jericho? Really?
The world's so far upside down that Rush Limbaugh, of all people, looked at that video and said, there's no justification or anything I can say to excuse what happened there. Which should tell you something. If you are saying, yeah, but, just realize you are further right than Rush Limbaugh is on this situation.
I've always said Rush Limbaugh is a troller.
That's one hell of a thing to say out loud.
That's fine with being a troll. That's fine with being a troll.
No. But the reason why I've never really identified, I looked at him the same way I looked at Bill O'Reilly. They're just saying they appeal to their audience and shit like that. But when the time is right, when shit's really just really off, they will call it out for what it is.
Well, see,
and I've seen both of them do that.
This is why I gotta disagree, because I get that. Mm-hmm. But Rush Limbaugh is not backing up from his statement that he does not believe in white privilege. He says it's Democrats made that up. So
I mean, obviously.
So at some point, his trolling is based on what he also believes too. So that's not what I was getting. The point I was just making was that on that one instance, he was just saying that was not right. The officers need to be held accountable for that. So for people who are saying, yeah, but just realize that if you find yourself saying that Rush Limbaugh is out of his mind for what he's saying, but you're saying, yeah, but you have now emerged further right than Rush Limbaugh is right now.
Dude, even people on Fox News are saying, calling out fucking Trump for the shit he's saying and saying that he's wrong for this shit. Like, that's the craziest shit. Like, okay.
Fucking James Dolan. I mean, it's just I still don't know why people are Knicks fans. Like, I really don't. Like, this is the point I've been making because, of course, Martine and I are Lakers fans in the Bay Area. That whole excuse of, but they're the home team. What the fuck does that mean? The Warriors were our home team, and we would have been in fucking purgatory for all them years. Granted, they've been winning lately, but
for real,
nah, I'm not trading that. What the fuck does your home region mean? So you got all these teams, of course, one of which being the Lakers. They solid. Always been like that way. Teams have been putting out statements about we don't stand for police brutality. We don't stand for the racism. That we stand with our black. This is a problem that's been crippling black people, and we're going to stand with them, especially our players. So on and so on.
They have kept it. Yeah, did I send you that graphic of the teams that done it and who haven't done it?
Yeah. So there were at the time. Did. I saw the Atlanta Hawks were on one. They kind of got some. They got some saving grace points because of Trae Young was out there actually in the streets. Jaylen Brown. I don't know if you guys know, but Jason was telling me Jaylen Brown actually got arrested while being in the streets protesting.
Wow.
So that was another one. The San Antonio Spurs had not officially released a statement, but Greg Popovich was in an interview. And we all know how Pop gets down. Like, he been telling us for years, fuck Trump.
Oh, yeah. He's
he got elected. Him and Steve.
Yeah. Trump, we've been that. I know we joke around about the Warriors, but we all, individually, the Warriors players and their staff. Steve Kerr been on the front lines from day one. Steve Kerr actually said something that was funny.
Yep.
Because the one who broke the story about James Dolan was Pablo Torre from ESPN. And so, so the next day, when all this took place, Pablo was like, wow, now if only there was a situation where we could protest peacefully, maybe at an NFL game in front of everybody to show everybody that we, maybe if there was a way. And then Steve Kerr retweeted it and goes, yes. And if only there was a president that didn't want to call those peaceful protesters evil sons of bitches.
Right.
And then Steve Kerr retweeted another tweet where they photoshopped the captions of the church announcement that he stood in front of. And it was basically saying, I have a small dick, blah, blah, blah. Like, Steve Kerr retweeted that shit.
Yeah. Steve Kerr with the shits, man.
Yeah. But, of course, the one lone team, the New York Knicks, they had not officially released a statement. But in New York Knicks fashion, it's not that they didn't release a statement that shot them in the foot. It's the statement that they released behind the scenes that shot them in the foot for no fucking reason.
Via email.
Seriously.
And this is why the New York Knicks are the New York Knicks. Because James Dolan then... It's just not funny, but it's funny, man. Because it's just like, at what point do you realize you don't have to self-inflict your own wounds? Like, you don't have to do this, my G. Like, you really don't. Something's wrong with you. Mentally.
Literally.
Like, mentally something's wrong with you. Because in this
email... What drove him to do that?
I don't know. It's because...
He's James Dolan, that's why.
For people who don't know the situation, you got to recognize that the New York Knicks and the Madison Square Garden itself are intertwined. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Martine, but they're also intertwined with the New York Islanders. Because isn't that the team that he owns as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so.
So they're all intertwined. So he sends an email to everybody saying, hey, I know what's going on out there is wild, but let's keep it to Virgils. Nobody here knows how to deal with that, so let's just stay quiet. if I'm a black or brown person working for that, working with that man,
seriously,
what am I supposed to? How am I supposed to take that in? Like, huh?
I don't know. I got nothing. I got nothing. I got nothing.
Oh, it gets better. You know how NBA teams or teams in general will hold their players only meetings. Yeah, there was a non-players only meeting for all the employees being held for mutiny. And then James Dolan went and released some bullshit ass statement after the fact. But it's just the simple fact of like, if you had just released the statement, even if it was based on peer pressure, we could say, you do it for peer pressure, but at least you put it out. It's the fact that you at first tried to silence everybody. Like, I gotta turn to Stephen A. Smith. Something is wrong with you.
Lay off the weed and the crack. Sound like Bill Cosby.
All that shit.
All that
but I just want to clear it up real quick. James Dolan's the owner of the
Rangers. Thank you.
The New York Rangers.
I know it wasn't that.
Yeah, I don't want to slander any other team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's just wild to me. But other teams that haven't said nothing is just the fucking Cowboys. They haven't said nothing, but that's not surprising.
Go figure.
Yeah. And people try to get on the people try to get on the Niners because they kind of released their solidarity and shit. And I have mixed feelings about it because they did have Cap's back during the whole situation, and they let him go off of I guess business. Wasn't it a business, Martin?
Well, Cap felt like he could get more money.
It was off of performance.
Yeah, and he felt he could get more money, and the Niners couldn't pay him, and because they gave him their highest fucking award for humanitarian award or some shit like that. So I was like, so they, they've always kind of had his back, but they.
To be fair, and I don't want to say this to be to downplay the franchise.
Yeah.
Because that's I'm not trying to do that. But to be fair, a player that is synonymous with Kaepernick and Eric Reed, he retweeted that. He did retweet that, and then called them hypocrites. So there wouldn't be a reason for him to say that unless there was something that maybe has some merit for him to say that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say that they're bad because, like you said, and they did stand with him that season. Kaepernick also played a role because he felt like he could get a better offer and a deal, so he did decide to decline that player option. And that was that. But for Eric Reed to come out and call them hypocrites when Eric Reed was still on the team after Kaepernick was not on the team.
Yeah. Yep. He might have knew something.
You got to pay attention.
He did know something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clear that up for you right now. Him and Torrey Smith had a back and forth, not like going at each other, but just trying. Eric Reed was trying to explain to Torrey Smith what had gone on behind closed doors and shit.
Right.
Basically, management, I don't know who, he didn't throw anybody under the bus, right? But he said management would beg and plead for Eric Reed not to kneel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So I don't, I said, I'm not gonna throw nobody under the bus that I don't know who did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what he said on Twitter.
It's just funny how when Pete Carroll comes out, saying, Kaepernick was kind of right about it. I was like, fuck you, nigga. You had a chance to fucking hire his ass and you said no. Fuck you.
Said no because he was too good to be a backup.
Yeah. All right, nigga.
What kind of shit is that, bro?
Wouldn't you want a starting caliber as your backup? I know I would.
Yeah. Not even a Pro Bowl caliber, freaking Super Bowl caliber.
But then again, I'm happy because I didn't want a Kaepernick playing for the fucking
definitely that part. Yes. But still, as far as from a front office, mindset, you want that type of player.
But he didn't want to probably piss off Russell Wilson. But still, it was like
probably
that too. But it was just really, Pete, you have a lot of nerve saying that. All right, nigga, all these teams coming out now. Drew fucking Brees, you bring your ass to the stand.
Let me hit some Joe Budden for that real quick.
And I've been waiting, baby.
Bring your ass to the stand.
Oh. Let me get some Fab too.
Somebody did this.
I say that. The real Law and Order.
Shit. Drew Brees, of course, when the protests and when Kaepernick was kneeling, Drew Brees was one of those voices that was on the front line saying that what he was doing was bad. And he shouldn't
and
be
that
disrespecting
disrespects
the
flag. Also, let's also put another layer on it. He went during the fucking national championship. He took a picture with hoe ass nigga and his wife, and people looked at Drew Brees hella sideways for that. So then, when it was Blackout Tuesday, he was one of the people that posted the fucking black square and put, Blackout Tuesday, and everyone looked at him sideways like, "Oh, really? You really changed your stance after that shit you said? Okay." All right, you fucking hypocrite, but all right.
And then the video
so
came out.
So he could have, he could have literally doubled down and said, I was wrong for what I said, and, logically. But this is the illogical sense. So, he had an interview with Yahoo Sports, and he just doubled down on what he said, saying, I still don't respect niggas.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
I mean,
That's what I heard.
That's what
in
I heard.
translation, yeah.
Yeah. We're not gonna say what he really said. He just kept the same energy.
Yeah, it was like, I'm gonna tell you, this is why I didn't want them niggas kneeling on our flag. Look at them. I still don't understand what they complained about. And it was like,
pretty much.
Yeah. Like, Drew Brees, do you understand where you live? Because
for real, the city that you play for, the team that cheers, like, you know what I mean, like the crowd that cheers you on and shit.
Like, as a player on the field, I have all the respect in the world for him. But, yeah, I have all the respect in the world for him. But when he said that, I'm just like, it was literally a day after Blackout Tuesday, and the reason why, and everyone's saying, all of a sudden everyone was like, Kaepernick was right, and all of a sudden you come out and say, I still just don't agree with them disrespecting the flag. And I'm like, you just missed the fucking point. And then I just said everything I need to know about you. You just posted that for publicity. All right, nigga, I know where you at. And I wasn't the only one that felt that way. His teammates felt that way, including former Niner Emmanuel Sanders. And fucking, who else? Michael Thomas?
Yeah.
Man, bump that.
Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas was talking his shit, too.
Probably the biggest athlete in the country. And LeBron James.
Yeah.
That triggered him in a way that LeBron doesn't
go at other athletes directly.
LeBron is as calculated as they come, which means
definitely
he rarely acts off of his emotions unless they've been thought out. Like his emotions are clearly, I think the one time that you can really remember is when he flat out came out and called Trump "you bum," because you could see that came from pure emotion because there was no exclamations, so it looked like he was calling Steph a bum until you really read it and was like, oh, okay, he just didn't add the period. I think that was one of the rare times, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When LeBron James saw this, I am reading this tweet word for word right now. Wow, man. And then he put the emoji of the man with his hand over his face. Is it still surprising at this point? Because it sure isn't. You literally still don't understand why Cap was kneeling on one knee. Has absolutely nothing to do with the disrespect of the flag and our soldiers, men and women who keep our land free. My father-in-law was one of those. My father-in-law was one of those men who fought as well for this country. I asked him a question about it and thank him all the time for his commitment. He never found Cap's peaceful protest offensive because he and I both know what's right and is right. So this is how I know this is off pure emotion, because he says he and I both know what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. God bless you. And then he put the praying hands that could also be seen as the hands high-fiving, the fist, and then he put his crown. Okay. And then LeBron doesn't act that quick unless he is emotionally triggered at something. That hit him, and he was looking at Drew like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
And then what's his name? Basketball player. Your boy. Not LeBron. Oh my, George Floyd's twin.
Steven Jackson.
Oh, Steven
Jackson came out. He was in his car heading to another.
He went off.
He went off on him.
Understandably.
Like what?
Oh yeah, for sure. Sure.
Yeah, he went off. And then fucking Ed Reed went off on him. It was like, and then Emmanuel Sanders, everyone, like basketball players, everybody. It was like a whole line of basketball players, even pretty much his teammates that are on the same side of him, on the offensive side.
Also, Aaron Rodgers posted right after that shit.
Yeah.
He posted a picture where like they're locking arms, right?
Yeah.
And the caption says, "A few years ago, we were criticized for locking arms in solidarity before the game. It has never been about an anthem or a flag, not then, not now. Listen with an open heart. Let's educate ourselves and then turn word and thought into action.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron
Rodgers said that.
And you know what's,
Bay Area.
You know what's wild to me?
Yeah.
Is
Stand
LeBron's
up.
statement wasn't even the biggest statement at the end of the day. The biggest statement came from his new teammate, Malcolm Jenkins. And Malcolm Jenkins said, I considered you a friend. I looked up to you. You're someone I had a great deal of respect for. But sometimes you should just shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. And he released a longer statement too. I haven't watched it. He released a longer statement too, but it was like 4 minutes long. Because he literally seemed hurt and shocked that he said that. Like, really? And it's just like the day before, like literally, this is the day after you posted that shit, and you go and do this.
That's that nerve.
Really? Dude, even during the fucking Louisiana protesters, they were yelling, "Fuck Drew Brees."
Serious though.
Yeah.
Bruh, I mean, I kind of joked about it earlier, but I kind of believe it. He just needs to retire now.
Oh, yeah. They're going to not block for his ass. They're not going to block for him. They're not going to catch shit.
Nothing for him. They're not going to, you know what I mean? It's not going to be for him anymore the way it was.
If he doesn't, retire, if I'm one of his offensive linemen that happens to be black or brown, first play of the first season, I'm looking at the defensive lineman, and I'm telling him, it's open. Go. And as soon as that hit takes place, I'm walking over to Drew Brees. I'm extending my hand because it's still my quarterback, but I'm letting him know, the flag don't protect you on this field. I do. Mm-hmm. Get your shit right if you don't want that to happen again on purpose. Mm-hmm. And that's what it is.
I mean,
all the linemen should be like that.
Not even just the linemen, bro. I mean, Kamara. You know what I mean? He basically acts as a personal protector for him. You know what I mean?
All the black, and only one player that came out saying, "Hey man, let's all be cool, man. That's just his opinion." Like, nah, shut up, you little coon ass nigga. Shut up. It's like at this, like you said earlier, it's like there's a line in the sand. You either choose a side or you die in the middle. We're the 21 Savage.
Yep.
21. But yeah, I was like, really, Drew? Like at this point, yeah, you just need to retire. Pass the torch to fucking Teddy Bridgewater. He's fire anyway. Like, you had your chance.
Well, Teddy in Carolina.
Nah, man.
So it's
who's the one?
So it's the 30 for 30 god.
Oh, 30 for 30 guy. Jameis Winston, they have the horns.
Oh yeah. Let Jameis go in there and throw 3 picks, but then throw 4 touchdowns and get the win. Everybody get crab legs after the game.
That's a W. That's a W.
That's a W right there. That's a W right there.
And everybody still be confused about that.
Shit.
If you ever really go back and look at that video and actually look at some of his teammates look at him?
They looked at him like, nigga, what the fuck you talking about?
There's one teammate, I forget who it was, but there's one teammate you kind of like, you not only see him scrunch his eyes, but you kind of see him tilt his head like, wait, what?
Yeah. Like the thought was there. Like the thought was there. Like he scrunched, like he wanted to eat his hands to make a W. I knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
But I get the idea.
I get it.
Poor execution.
Oh, yeah. I get it. Yeah. Nah, but Drew Brees, fuck out of here.
Yeah, all the way.
Trash anyway. You old.
Nah, he not trash. Like,
I ain't gonna call him trash, man. Like, nah.
Let's not tell lies. He is a first ballot.
I'm not gonna lie.
I know we just emotional right now, man. We just emotional. It's an emotional week. But just come on now. Tom Brady hasn't said nothing.
No, Tom Brady has.
Well, not shocked.
Tom Brady actually has.
What is it? Wait, what? What did he say?
So
I didn't hear shit from him.
Tom Brady, in his defense, it wasn't on his personal page. It was on that new TB12 page. The one, but it's not a fan made page. It's actually authorized by him.
I know. What
he did make a statement. He did speak out. But the reason why you're not hearing about it is because you would think somebody of Tom Brady's level would get
stature.
That. Yeah, all his followers. Well, I shouldn't say all of his followers, but the ones that big up Tom Brady, they're the ones that are kind of pushing it under the rug. Like, we just gonna pretend he didn't say that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty much if this came out on Twitter, he'll look bad.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Not to us, but he would look bad to his own follower. And I'm not saying that he is staying quiet to protect his followers. I'm just saying that it's not picking up that kind of traction because his actual followers won't allow it to pick up that kind of traction. They're literally treating it as if they didn't see the shit.
I didn't see shit. I'm shocked you got it.
Yeah. Well, you gotta remember, I still listen to ESPN radio and all that. So all that was getting brought up, and I was like, wait, really? And I went and fact checked myself. Yeah, it's up there. He did make a statement.
Who else has talked?
But you know,
I'm
it's
thinking of
one of those things where
players.
it's, you know, it's again. Congrats for making the statement. I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. We could have used this 3 years ago when you could have took a knee with Cap. Like,
yeah,
we could have used it 3 years ago, man. I mean, I appreciate it now.
You could have done. Yeah,
you know,
you could have done that when Cap was playing. You could have said like, "Yo, he needs a team."
Yeah,
but no, you were scared of your fucking owners. You were scared of whole ass in office.
And to be fair, we've been calling everybody else out. Tom Brady, you gotta pick your point. You know, we know Trump's your boy. You got to make a decision.
Seriously.
Yeah. Seriously,
gotta make a decision.
Seriously, bro, he's got to pick a side.
I've been defending Tom Brady's merit as a fellow pedestrian. I'm not doing that no more. You got to pick a side.
I mean, I see where Aaron Rodgers is.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know what I mean?
At this point, man, this shit ain't gonna. That's what I'm saying about Drew Brees. This little shit, that little comment he said, that's not gonna go away. Like in the locker room during training camp, if they ever have training camp, that shit's not gonna go away. They're gonna his black teammates are going to remember that. Mm-hmm. His receivers are gonna remember that. They're going to remember that.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get that really beaming treatment.
Yep.
Shit.
Man, yeah, go on.
Well, so people might still be confused why we keep saying two Virgils.
You know, you say it, man. I'm still confused about that.
Oh, you are. So okay, okay. Duh.
I know what Virgil did, but I don't know why people keep saying two Virgils.
It's just my fault. I assumed you knew, but you had just told me that you deleted Twitter off your phone, so it's not your fault.
Yeah. I mean, I saw it. Yeah.
Okay.
Go on.
So Virgil, of course. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Do you know how to pronounce his last name?
No, he's just Virgil.
Okay, Virgil, of course.
Kanye's boy.
Kanye's boy.
Wait, hold on. You talking about from Louis Vuitton?
Yeah, that nigga.
Abloh.
Okay, Virgil Abloh. Virgil
Don't say
Abloh.
names, man. Just say that.
Virgil Abloh had made a statement that really had people pressing, looking at him like, where the fuck are you standing? Because on one hand, I get it. You know, you work for something so hard in your life. I can't imagine what it's like to open up a business in a building and have your hard work pay off. Only to see said business and said business of your friends be a part of the riots and the looting. I get that. Like, I'm not inhumane. I have that kind of empathy. Mm-hmm. At the same time, though, I got insurance on that. And while I don't want to see it go up, I know why it's happening, and it's a lot bigger than that. So let me not mention that in my statement, because it could really come across that I'm putting emphasis on the wrong situation. But no, he went ahead and he put that out there. So of course he got the backlash. Then he followed up with that saying, no, you guys got to realize I was upset, but I do understand where the priority is. It's we have to be out and protest. You know, just the other day I matched whoever it was. I matched their $50 to put towards the bailout GoFundMe to get all the protesters out.
Well, all that money he makes when he charges for fucking putting a brick on that brick and writing brick on a brick for like $1,000.
I'm going to say
you
this.
You trying to tell me you only donated $50?
I'm going to say
Get
this.
the fuck out of here.
I'm not one to pocket watch. In terms of if you contribute funds, who am I to say no? That's not enough. That's easy for me to say. It's not my money, so I'm not going to say that. But I will say there are a lot of people who are like you. that said the exact same thing.
This is my first response.
That said the exact same thing.
$50?
And that's why the term has been out. I'm going to keep it two Virgils. Because you just add two 50s, you get 100.
Wow. I'm going to keep it. Wow.
My mind is blown right now, dog.
So you got to love black people, man. Even
Virgil Abloh of Louis Vuitton donated $50.
Yeah.
No, but then he came back. I did see he did come back and said, "No, I donated more." It's just, he tried to backtrack, but it made it look worse. The joke's there.
I mean,
lost.
If you went and donated the $20,000, like he said, again, I'm not one to pocket watch. If you can donate what you donate, that cool by all means. So props to him. But like Busby said, the joke's gotta fly. Like, you put it out in the universe yourself. What else are we supposed to do with that, man?
That nigga's gonna write $50 on $50.
Yeah.
Literally make $50 and write
that
it.
That shit's just a trip, though, dog. 'Cause he works for fucking Louis Vuitton. He has his own brand in Off-White, and it's like, bro, that's what you.
Oh,
give?
you guys missed the jokes they were making about being Off-White too. People pulled up pictures of him and his family. Because, you know, he's in a interracial marriage with a white woman. Nothing wrong with that. So don't think I'm saying anything's wrong with that. But in the picture with her, their child, and her parents, there were a lot of people bringing it up saying, yeah, they ain't the only thing off-white. Because he's the only thing off-white in his own damn family portrait.
Yeah. Oh, they tried to get at Kanye too. Oh, this is what I forgot to tell y'all. I forgot to tell you this shit because I kind of did go back on Twitter, but I turned off my notifications. But I kind of was catching up on shit. So when it was Blackout Tuesday, racist ass white folks decided to have their own version called Whiteout Tuesday, right? Mm-hmm. So they were just putting up white. So the Korean pop fans, they call them the K-pop fans. Yep. K-pop. I'm just trying to say it for layman terms. The K-pop fans, they saw this shit and they were like, you know what? Fuck that. So they went on social. So they were trying to make sure, because if you go on the hashtag, you'll see none. They wanted to make sure white folks didn't see none but white square boxes. So what they did was that they put a whole bunch of K-pop memes and they put hashtag Whiteout Tuesday. So when you go there, you just see none but K-pop shit.
Yep. Good shit, man. Yeah. Shouts
and
out to them.
Not only that, man. And then I guess when the police scanners tried to do some shit, trying to find protesters and shit, they did the same shit. Just put hella K-pop, like what's it called? They downloaded the app and started uploading hella K-pop memes and shit that fucked up their app, and they had to take it down.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Did y'all see Batman was there at the protest?
Bruh, I completely skipped over this. It's 2 hours in. I'm actually ashamed that I skipped over this. This shit has gotten so bad that it brought out witches, it brought out
Batman.
the Amish,
oh my God.
It brought out Batman, and
this
lo and behold,
Spider-Man, dog.
in retirement, it brought out Anonymous. Anonymous said, you know what?
Oh, yeah.
Not the rapper, not that dude, but the hacker group.
Anonymous was like, you know what? It's time to put the 4-5 on. Let's go. And they got back out and was like, enough's enough. We just gonna drop a whole bunch of shit since y'all want to play games.
Dude, fucking Spider. I saw someone dressed up as Spider-Man. They're on the Brooklyn Bridge, and someone yelled out, "If you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us."
Oh shit!
No, another funny shit about the protesters. Like out in Oakland, someone stole a cop car and started rapping in the walkie-talkie.
Oh, did you see?
God,
I don't know if it was out here or it was somewhere else, but did you see the dude that jacked a tractor?
Yeah,
what?
And did he do donuts in it and shit?
Yeah, dude jacked the tractor and was doing donuts in the street with it.
Oh shit!
Tractor pimping, man. Tractor pimping.
Niggas got forklift and crashed that shit in the Best Buy out in, I think, was it in Fairfield?
Yeah, so yeah. I'm telling you, when they do shit out here in the Bay Area, man, it's different, man.
Niggas going to the zoos and trying to break out tigers and shit.
Yeah, bro. And then the funny thing,
that shit was fucking wild.
Yeah, the funny thing about the LA protests was that, so of course LA was getting down how they get down, and then of course all the more wealthy people were then chiming out saying, I just don't understand what burning your own communities is supposed to accomplish. And everybody in those communities was like, you know what?
You
You right. We going to Hollywood. And them motherfuckers went to Hollywood and Santa Monica.
See what you did for opening up
when the
your
police
fucking
force came
mouth.
up. It was like that Jack Nicholson, like, no.
What's the shoe store? I'm drawing a blank on the shoe store. The big shoe. You know what shoe store I'm talking about?
Not Shoe Palace.
No.
Well, I mean, Shoe Palace is a big one.
It's god damn it. Okay.
I know what you're talking about, though.
They went and raided that one.
Talking about.
The one that got all the shoes that you could auction off for like $16,000.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
Like, wait,
the funniest ones when they raided the Apple
Dudes
store.
was running out with the Marty McFlys, Martine.
Yeah.
No.
The ones that are appraised at like 30,000. Yeah, they were running out with the Marty McFlys.
Damn.
No, the funniest one. There was another one. Oh, at the Apple stores, they looted the Apple store. They try to take the iPhones, the ones they have on display.
Yeah.
And when they tried to sell it, I gotta give it back because they have a message up there saying, "Yeah, we're tracking you," and we shut the phone down. I'm like, this is why you don't loot the fucking laptops and the fucking phones because they'll track your ass. Stupid.
Yeah.
They don't know no better.
That shit was that was funny, man.
That was funny. These niggas were hilarious, man. Even doing the damn racial protest, man, and the loots in the early days of the looting. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
It wasn't Flight Club, was
Flight
it?
Club, thank you.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you.
For
It
real?
was Flight Club. You can tell I'm not a sneakerhead because I didn't give a fuck and I don't know.
Yeah, no. It took me a while to think about it. I was thinking like Flight School. No, that's not it. Fucking what's the name of this shit? Flight Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm when I tell you I'm not a sneakerhead, my sister got me a $50 gift card to Nike. Like, I can't remember if it was for my birthday or for last Christmas. And I just
let
realized
me guess, you bought nothing but hoodies?
No. It's actually been the opposite. It's been too damn hot for that shit. Fuck that.
Oh wow, you have not wore a hoodie. That's an air horn.
Bro, it's hot.
Yeah,
I know it's hot.
This is a
You
different
always wear
this is
hoodies,
a
even when
different
it's
type of
hot.
heat, man. This is different. I invested in Kirkland tees from Costco. You know the ones with the thick collars. I need those the whole term. So yeah, I got a couple. I got like 18 cops of those, like 12 white and 8 or 6 black. But anyways,
Nice.
the Memorial Day weekend, I got Larissa's one of her birthday presents, which finally just came in, which is her slides. And then I copped 3 pairs of shoes, just walking shoes, runners, just regular shoes. The whole order with the gift card, I paid $131, and I got 3 pairs of shoes. That should let you know, like, I'm not spending $131 on a pair of J's. Like, I'm going to get 3 pairs of shoes that I feel comfortable in, and you can hit me with what are those all you want, but I'm gonna be like, these are the motherfuckers that's comfortable. Fuck you.
Oh shit, man.
Well, meanwhile, I'm wearing my last shots.
And oh no, did y'all see that one video of how some of these social media influencers, like, they try to like pose in front of the fucking looting and shit, trying to get likes and shit?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, wow, you trying to gentrify the fucking racial protest?
We after all this is said and done, we gonna have to find a new name for them because there's a lot of influencers who claim they got that influence that they have just been silent. What kind of influence do you really have over the culture that you're trying to claim that you have dominion over?
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
Yes, Jules, and correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't been looking for anything Yes, Jules related.
I haven't been looking at anything.
I don't look for her. So feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, listeners, while you're listening to this. Yes, Jules be popping that shit, but I ain't heard a lick from her during this.
Yeah,
If I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong.
I haven't looked her up, so shit. Yeah. During this whole shit, I really do not give an ounce of fuck about her. Nice ass though, but I don't give a fuck about her.
Yeah, like we just want to find a new name, a new term for these so-called influencers. Like, we don't have to call it for what it is. Desi Banks got his real nigga wake up call.
If y'all don't know who Desi Banks is, man, he's that dude that's on Instagram and always shows those videos of like reenactments of what niggas do in the hood and shit, and they're really accurate. So I could tell he really studies how people are. But now he doesn't have the mindset to read a room because he said some most stupid shit.
Yep.
Like, pretty much, it was pretty much an all lives matter type of fucking statement. That's what I'm going to call these type of statements. All lives matter statements.
Yep.
And he got ran the fuck off Twitter. Or he doubled down on it, and it made him look worse.
He doubled down on it.
Bro.
He doubled down on it, so the people was like, cool, we going to take away double your followers. And he went from like...
He didn't have 1 million followers, bro.
What?
He didn't have 1 million
Either
followers.
way, he was up there, and it went down.
Yeah, man.
I mean, like,
I lost all that.
you can put it in the grand scheme of things of, more followers than the average. Okay, yeah, more followers than the average person, but he took a hit.
Yeah. I realized I lost some followers too throughout this whole shit. But the thing was, I barely even said shit. I retweeted shit. I wasn't even at my full form.
Of course, all you gotta do is just make somebody uncomfortable just a little bit, and it changes their perception of you. But that's fine.
Yeah, it wasn't like I was even like retweeting all the fucking police brutality shit. It was just like little shit here and there.
Yeah.
And it was just maybe they just went on a whole I'm gonna unfollow black people spree. I don't know.
Maybe. I had no idea who B. Simone was until recently. I still don't know what she does, but apparently she's one of those. She's the same shit. Apparently she thirsts over the baby.
Yep.
She pops pussy nonstop. She just be one of those type of people. But when it comes to protesting, being out in the streets, that's where she draws the line on her Christianity.
Huh?
What?
What kind of shit is that?
Oh, is this news to both of you?
This is news to me for sure. Like the only way I know B. Simone is on Wild 'N Out.
This isn't. Yeah. This is not one of those I don't want to know. Oh, no.
I don't want to know.
No.
I gotta know. It's one of those I keep scrolling.
No. You are going to.
What did she say?
Because it was on. I don't know if she deleted it or not, but I'm going to find the exact tweet. Keep talking. I'm on a mission now.
Well, shit. I don't know what to say. Like, this guy, I'm kind of just like, there's a lot of people.
Here we go. Trina, though. Thank you. You bought me some time. Her tweet says, I'm not living to please man. I'm here to please God at the end of the day. I am a Christian. And Christians all capitalized.
Sounds like some shit. Okay.
I'm God-fearing. I have to answer to him. I'm going to ask myself, what would Jesus do? Not what would an angry black woman do. I am angry, but I am also trying to be godly.
Wait, but Jesus flipped the fucking table when he saw corruption. Nigga, even I know that. Well, okay.
Like I said, I mean, she can thirst over the baby. She can pop pussy everywhere. She can do all that stuff that would be labeled as debauchery. But when it comes to being out in the streets, letting it be known that you as a black woman are out here and you ride for everybody, that's where you draw your line on your faith? Really?
Nah, man. No, who was really disappointing to me was Trina.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have been disappointed, but
I wasn't disappointed.
The way she No, the way she talked, it was like, really? And Trick Daddy really tried to tell her like,
he's trying to give her the most bail ever. Nah, I wasn't disappointed. I was just shocked at the fact that this is what you're gonna lob up to Kaya. Like, yeah, that's the first thing my mind went to. It was, okay, yeah, she a bird. She talking like a bird. All right, whatever.
Like but when you heard it, it was.
As I'm listening to it, it's just like, wow, okay. But then my initial thought, it still wasn't disappointment. It was, you're saying this, knowing that your arch nemesis is waiting for you to just say something in general so she can pounce on it. Really? And this is the sword you're gonna fall on. Like,
pretty much what Trina was saying was that pretty much, like, she pretty much used her privilege and said that black folks, like, what's it called?
She called the protesters animals. Let's keep it. Yeah, she called them animals. Virgils. She called the protesters animals.
She called them animals, and then kept saying, and then said like the cops will pull you over, and she's like, "Oh, nothing's gonna happen to me as long as you have your license. I have my ID and registration. I'm cool." What? Man, no wonder why her and Lil Wayne were meant for each other. Like, you really live in that type of bubble?
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
And her main thought was, again, I have empathy for business owners. You're seeing your places getting looted, right? I get it. Cool. Like, I have empathy for you. This is much bigger than that. You're insured. And the whole time, what was also, it really wasn't even disappointing to me. This was what was actually getting me upset with her. It was that Trick was trying to let her know from the other perspective. Every time he would say something, she'd just be like,
yeah, yeah, that type. Okay. She's like, like not even hearing them.
Yeah,
yeah, sure, like not hearing them. Like, she was so pissed off and everything. Like she was the victim, and I'm just sitting back like I'm listening to this. Like, you really are a chicken head. I mean, I've always known you were a chicken head, but I thought, like, Nicki Minaj sounded more smart than you. How does that happen?
I'm just like, how the fuck? How you not know Nan fuck about this shit?
You know Nan. Like, and Trick Daddy was really trying to talk her off the ledge. Like, you need to chill, and then he's like, they're gonna come for you. Like, oh shit, well, damn. And then she goes on Twitter saying, "Oh, I'm at work. I got time today." And then she didn't come back on Twitter since.
Yeah.
Yeah, that album that fucking flopped, that only sold like over 700 copies and shit. You had a record with Nicki Minaj that didn't even fucking pop. Like, come on, nigga. I have respect for Trina on the mic, but that was just, really, Trina? Really?
I mean, at the end of the day, she is a Florida woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get a ding for that, Martin.
Thank you.
Sometimes it's the most obvious that gets you the game winner, you know?
Yep.
That's like the most
For
obvious.
sure.
Yeah, like Busby and I are talking about disappointment, and little do we know, Florida woman. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah.
It all makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Florida woman, Florida man.
Yeah.
Who else? Well, music dropped. And that was what only saving grace about this whole situation was two things: music and Insecure. So where do you want to go to first?
No, there were three things.
What was the other one? Oh yeah, the verses. That's what the same shit.
But
that's music. That goes into music.
Yeah, but that's a different type of music. It wasn't brand new music. It was
I was saying music in general.
Okay.
That's when I say.
I mean,
so where do you want to go first?
Top of the music. I mean, because everybody here has at least heard one of the main projects. I listened to the other two, so I could go from there. But Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist, they went in and dropped Alfredo.
Yeah.
I'm
one
just
of the best rap albums this year.
It was kind of like the soundtrack to my weekend. I was very angry, and it was just good music that allowed me to be angry with, while at the same time controlling my emotions.
And it had calm, and the way it was produced and shit, it was the perfect blend.
Yeah,
like you could be angry but be calm.
Yeah,
about it.
It was when you get upset, you make faces, and they just happened to coincide with some of Freddie's bars. So it was a win-win. The bars were top notch. Alchemist is top notch with the production. Freddie Gibbs, a lot of people are gonna have to recognize that Freddie Gibbs easily is top 5 in terms of artists of the last decade, and that has a consistent catalog. He doesn't miss, and if he did miss, the only time I can remember him missing was when he dropped Freddie a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of, Freddie.
Other than that, you can't really tell me much of what he's missed. All going back to the day hell froze over, Babyface Killer, ESGN, Pinata.
What happened last?
Without a shadow of a doubt.
The album last
Bandana.
year. Bandana. Yup.
There's
and now this one, Alfredo, man.
Yeah,
he really is raw.
Yeah.
And he had my favorite tracks on here. Something to Rap About with Tyler the Creator. That was fire.
Scotty Beam was just him at Scotty Beam for me was just him at his apex, where it's you cannot touch me.
Yeah.
Because
Skinny Suge was my favorite. That was another favorite of mine.
Skinny Suge was cool. There's just something about Scotty Beam where it was, because when Rick Ross gets on a record, he's going to add colorful ways to paint imagery. He's not going to lyrical miracle you, but he's going to give you some stuff you can vibe with.
Yeah.
And I remember just listening to the track, and I was just I could hear a whole EP of them together.
Yeah, with Alchemist production.
Yeah, Freddie gives me the bars, Ross gives me the picture.
Alchemist with the fucking music.
This just, it fits so good. I could hear this for another 30 minutes.
Alchemist he's been consistent lately when it comes to production. And it's so frustrating as an Eminem fan how he's literally in M's pocket, and M only has done only a few beats. He can't really do an EP with him at least.
Well, I'll
shoot
shoot M some bail because you're getting to that point, and I'll say this. What I've noticed about Alchemist in recent years is that Alchemist isn't really giving artists those one-shot production credits. He'll do it, but he's more interested in those collaboration projects. So,
that's what I mean, those type of shit.
So I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying with M. But let's face it, man. M's too much of a powerful caliber to give us a 5-track EP. He's not that artist. It's not. He's not an EP
he can't
artist.
Give it. Yeah, when he gets in his flow, when he gets in his mood, when he gets going, he can't stop.
Yeah.
So, he'll just keep recording and recording.
Yeah.
And Alchemist, he doesn't make the type of beats for M, if you really think about it. And Alchemist beats are slow, and you know you could like it's like Freddie Gibbs. It's perfect for Freddie Gibbs. Perfect for like something like J Electronica or Nas and shit. But M, he's too like forceful. Like he's really aggressive with it lyrically and shit like that.
I mean, Freddie Gibbs though. But back to the album, 1985. Bitch, I'm Michael Jordan. I traveled with a cocaine circus.
Yeah. That was
him and Benny the Butcher trading bars on Frank Lucas.
That was fire.
Him and Conway the Machine trading bars on Babies and Fools. Like, I think that's pretty genius.
Conway,
I think it's pretty genius to take both two Griselda artists and be like, we could do it, but nah. Let's separate y'all two.
Nah, Conway he's really creeping up as one of my favorite one of my favorite artists from Griselda. Like he's been consistent with it when it comes to his features. Honestly,
he's been consistent.
Like all the features.
I mean, remember the EP Lulu just came out last month, or we're in June now, so I should say in April. But I mean, you know,
there was another EP he dropped with what's his name, Big Ghost or whatever, but it's not on streaming platforms.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but I haven't listened to it because it's not on. It's on digital. I think it's on SoundCamp or whatever.
Right.
I think. Don't bank on it. But yeah. But honestly, this whole album, Alfredo, man, it's one in my opinion. It's up there as one of the best rap albums this year.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
And also,
it goes without saying. Oh,
you know, Lil Wayne dropped an EP of Funeral, like a deluxe edition.
So two members of Slaughterhouse, they formed like semi-Voltron.
He just went right through that.
I mean, what am I supposed to do with that, man? Like, Lil Wayne lives in a bubble where he don't believe racism exists, and then on top of that, he talking about adding 14 tracks to an album that I turned off after track 8. Like,
because Benny the Butcher's on there, Benny the Butcher's on the track.
Get your money, Benny. Get your money. I believe you killed it. I believe you killed it in spirit. I don't think I'll be listening to that, but I have no doubt in my mind that Benny the Butcher got on a Lil Wayne track and did what he was supposed to do. Salute that man. It's a damn shame I won't be hearing that record.
I didn't listen to it either. I'm just asking if you heard it. And, you know, shit. No. I didn't, so I expected you to.
You know me. Shit. Lil Wayne had a great run to Carter 5, and that was a nice 60-point game. And yeah, half a Slaughterhouse.
Did you listen?
They dropped the dual project that we brought up. Hard.
With Joell Ortiz and King. So he's really going back King Crooked now. Yeah. I still call him Crooked Eye.
He still responds to Crooked Eye. It's just I'm not mad at him. You know, you kind of ascend to that level where people now know about your pen on a mainstream level. It may not be mainstream radio, but you know, commercial artists do recognize you now. Like, yeah, I'm a graduate from Crooked Eye to King Crooked, so I don't fault him for that. 8-track project. Let me tell you guys something.
It was fire. Man. So this isn't the EP. Well, we don't we already said that shit's dead. That term is dead now. These are just projects now.
Well, I'm gonna tell you straight up, man. Joell and Crook, they sounded like they were on mission fuck the city up. Like that's
they sounded like they just decided to go to the gym and just work out. That's what this whole album sounded like.
Martine, it's kind of like it's like if Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes went to the 24-hour fitness and was like, y'all need 2 more.
I get you.
They each have a solo record. Crooked's solo is Caddy Bump, aka LBC. And Joell's is Wolves, a.k.a. Brooklyn. Martine.
Of course.
Crooked Eye on LBC, in so many words but not, had said that these artists are out here getting fucked in their deals. Okay? But it was the way he said it.
I know, I'm like, where are you going with this?
Crooked Eye said, these niggas is getting fucked with a saxophone. Call it a coal train. Martine, I was driving at work. I said, no. And I swerved the car to the right, off the road. I did not rewind the song, Martine. I immediately swerved off the road in Pitt Park because I went and touched the screen so I could hit the button and literally rewind it back to that one part. And I just kept doing it for a minute. Just kept going to that part.
Feeding you and feeding you.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And every single time,
I get you.
every single time, the part in my mind where I keep telling you that Crooked Eye will forever be in my most underrated list, it just kept getting stronger and stronger. Like I've been telling you.
I mean, hey, M said it too.
I've been
M said
telling
he's one
you.
of the most underrated.
Yeah.
You told me. Everyone's. I mean, it's obvious. He is part of. He is one of the. He is the strongest member of Slaughterhouse, the most lyrical member of Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Period. It's like if I rank them, it's Crooked, Royce, Joell, and Joe, in that order.
Really?
In my order, yeah.
I haven't been that. I'm in that same order.
Really?
Yeah, the
Damn,
reason
what's
why
your
I'd probably put Joe ahead of
But
Joel.
see, here's the thing, though.
Really?
But see, here's the
Yeah.
thing. Are we really discrediting Joe? Because it's like we're naming 4 elite of the elite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely that. Yeah, for sure.
For me,
honestly,
for me,
yeah.
even though I put Joe at the bottom, Joe to me always brought the emotion aspect, so I could never take that away from him. Like he was that
Yep.
aspect that was it. That was to me what took it to the next level. So it's no ways am I trying
Yeah.
to say it as in disrespect. Like it's not that.
Right.
It's just
Right.
when you compare
I think
them.
that's-
Like Joel still just had. Joe was, I guess the way to put it, Joe was just, it was in your face. So you took it at
Yeah.
face value, and he had
Right.
some witty ass punchlines. You know what I'm saying? Especially in Hammer Dance. Yelling out over my dead body like it's not a possibility. There was no metaphor to that, but it was hard as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like it was straight to the point.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, you
Right.
saying it, like, but we can make it happen if you want. You know what I'm saying? Joel still
Right.
had metaphors where it was just, ooh, all right, okay.
Yeah, nah, I mean, I definitely give you that. I just kind of gravitate toward Joe's style a little bit
Ain't
more.
nothing
you know?
wrong
Yeah.
with that. I don't have
Personally.
no
Like I
issue
said,
with
Yeah,
that.
ain't nothing wrong with that because Joe can back in his day, yeah, he could rap his
Yeah.
ass off.
Oh, for sure.
I can't believe you saying that back in his day.
Yeah, but I will say
But if
this.
y'all listen,
Well, I mean, he ain't rapping no more, so.
Well,
oh, shit.
well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about this, man.
Because he said if y'all listen to last week's episode of Joe's podcast,
Hold on, let me hit his button real quick, man.
And I've been waiting, baby.
Yes, we have been waiting, Joseph.
Joe, on so not his most recent episode, but the one over the weekend.
This past Saturday.
Yeah, he felt inspired, and he was proud of what his Slaughter brothers had done. So he called both of them on the podcast. They were all talking, going back and forth. And Joe made a statement that he hasn't stated in a while. Joe will always tell you, you know, I got bars for these young niggas, these little niggas that if they want to come up, you know, they like, I'm ready for them. Like, we get that. The MC and you just won't
Right.
die. Like, we understand that.
Yeah, naturally.
But Joe went and said, that song Lovely? Nobody hit me up about Lovely, man. So Joe heard that song, and in Joe's mind it was, nobody called me to do a verse for that. And
I heard that song and I instantly thought of Slaughterhouse. Like Royce and Joe should have been on that record with them.
And Joel and Crook were like, yeah, we know. Because we was going to hit Royce about that one too. We know. And so that's when
Royce would have been.
Yeah, but they said the reason why Royce didn't have a verse on here was because they were trying to get beats from Royce. But Royce ended up giving him a beat which they thought was his. It ended up being Eric Sermon's. So they ran with it. And so but then Joe started saying, you know, I've been talking with Royce. I'm taking my trip to Detroit. And I will say this. I would love to see you brothers come with me. And, you know, because I need to practice. And that's when Joel come up and said, hey, man, just because you need to practice don't mean you still can't practice with the group. He said, remember, Michael Jordan, when he was practicing, he didn't practice alone. He practiced with the group.
Joe's got to get the 4. He about to get that 4-5, man.
Yeah.
He about to get the 4-5 jersey
shit.
done.
So I'm just saying, man, like
I'm telling you, it was 2 instances when I knew Joe should have been on. When I heard M's, what's it called? the last track on the album, like on that when he had him and Slaughterhouse. I heard that beat and I was like, Joe would have been perfect on that shit. Then I heard that beat Lovely and I was like, Joe would have been perfect on this shit. And Joe got that same feeling like, I'll be perfect on this shit.
Man.
So
when I heard that, I was like,
we need a full Slaughterhouse reunion.
Yeah, when I heard that,
I'm telling you, when I
heard that, I was like, you know what? Just be patient, because you can't force Joe into it. He's got to feel it himself. And I've always been under that impression. It was like, let him talk his shit with these other little rappers, because it's for, he's having fun with it. He's halfway true, but it's halfway just to have fun. But let him go through it, because eventually he's going to hit a point where he's going to be like, you know what? I can still do this. Let me disappear for a week or so. And if they going to do their pilgrimage in Detroit with the 4 of them, I like it.
I mean, in Detroit too, so that means he might talk with Marshall.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting.
He might, but Joe has said he has no beef with M, and he had beef with Paul, his manager.
Right.
Yeah. What was the song called? I'm trying to go back to the song that it was. I Will. Yeah, the song I Will. And M, I still say M was right by not calling him Slaughterhouse. He just had featured King Crooked, Royce, and Joell.
Yeah.
It was like, nah, it's not Slaughterhouse yet, because he has that much respect for the group, saying I'm not gonna call it Slaughterhouse until if Joe's not in it.
This was when they were talking about this. This reminded me of them WWE promos around like DX getting back together. Just it's not in your face, like so in your face, like yeah, we're gonna do it. It's just little subtle shit. You know what I'm saying? Like out of nowhere, Triple H just does the crotch chop just for no reason. Like okay,
and then Shawn Michaels does it.
Yeah,
and then Shawn Michaels does it on the ladder,
and it just
it's
builds
like
up to week after week where the Spirit Squad whoops one of their asses and whoops the other one's asses, and it's like I kind of see where it's going. Don't fuck with me, Vince. Please don't fuck with me. All right, we're getting closer and closer. Vince, I swear to God, if you do it like last time, don't do it, Vince. Okay.
I remember when he did it the first time.
Yeah.
The last time,
and it's
when
like,
he
all right,
pedigreed his
now
ass,
they get closer and closer in the
hilarious.
vicinity. Wait, here comes Shawn Michaels. Nah, please don't turn on him. Oh, the boys is back together. Oh, shit, hell yeah. It's one of those.
Wow, you went into
It's one of those.
Yeah. It's gonna happen.
Yo, breaking news.
Lay it on me.
Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
Garcetti, thank you.
Yeah.
He's actually cutting 100 to 150 million from the LAPD budget.
Air the horns. Air the horns.
That shit's major.
Wow.
Oh, he knows. Yield my time. Oh shit.
Oh man, see them Los Angeles citizens that was on that Zoom call.
Oh boy. Oh, gunshots on that shit.
And I've
Oh
been
man,
waiting,
those
baby.
white boys, them white people use their fucking. I went to Apple Care. They use that voice.
Yeah.
Oh boy said, suck my, what he said, suck my dick. Fuck you. I yield my time.
Yep.
I yield my time.
Yeah.
And then the other white girl, she said, yeah, the most. She called the police chief the most. What was it? You have the most racist eyebrows I've ever seen. So you better. So you need to perk up when I'm talking to you.
They went ham.
Them people were mad. Damn, he cut that. Oh, damn, them cops ain't gonna like that. Oh, they're gonna be mad. Oh, they're mad now because now they're knowing. Oh no, it's working. Yeah, nigga.
Oh yeah,
it's working.
And you know what? It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be a domino effect. Oh, you want to keep fucking with your citizens that you're supposed to serve and protect? All right, cool. Let's see how committed you are to the motherfucker in office, and let's see how that goes when we start taking some of your paycheck out. Mm-hmm. So whose side are you on?
Oh, they're gonna start acting right now. I guarantee you, they're gonna start acting right. They're not gonna fuck with the citizens no more.
They have to, bro.
The only way it goes to the ultimate extreme and puts them to the test is if these pastors and priests start coming out and protesting and going up to them, and it's like, you really gonna shoot a pastor or a priest to keep the peace? Seriously?
Well, right now New York's on the clock because they've been fucking up too. I said those are the two last organizations, the NYPD and the LAPD. They're the most corrupted fucking. They're the most corrupted fucking police organizations out there. The most known corrupted. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, what were we about music? We're talking about something else.
And then, well, Run the Jewels 4 dropped, but it dropped right before. Well, I shouldn't say right before. We were in the process of prepping for everything and came out right before.
It dropped. I didn't even know it dropped. I didn't know it dropped until JC told me.
Well, we'll have that reviewed next week.
What's y'all opinion about Run the Jewels? Like all three of them. I like the first one.
First one's a classic.
Second one's cool. And that's pretty much how I look at them. They're cool.
The first one's a classic to me. The next two are kind of like
cool.
It's all right, cool.
It's like you're kind of. It's almost to me. It's almost like they're running the same beat into the ground. Like they're running it into the ground. Damn near. That's how I look at it. It's like that's the same. Yeah, go on.
I will say I'm interested in this one though because I'm sure Killer Mike was recording recently. I'm not saying he was recording, while the protests were going on, but with all the shit that's going, you gotta sit back and remember it's really been 2 months and a quarter from all this shit taking place.
Yeah,
that's enough time to talk about some shit. Mm-hmm. So with all that going on, I am interested in hearing this. Now I'm going into it open-minded because I don't want to go in saying, oh, Killer Mike's going to drop the best bars, and it's going to be a classic. But I am going into it more open-minded than I would have had all this not taken place and it was just Run the Jewels 4 is just dropping. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. It's like with Run the Jewels, I liked the first one. Second one was cool. Third one was eh. And then it was like, then I'm kind of like, you guys are kind of running this into the ground, and it kind of proves my point why there should never be another Watch the Throne. Like it was like a once in a lifetime thing, and if the spark is still, if the moment is there, it will happen. But if you keep trying to recreate that moment, like project after project, it loses its muster. Yeah, but that's just me. Yeah. That's just me.
So I'm eager to check that out. I feel bad for Ro James because
yeah,
he was a casualty in all this. You know what I'm saying? Like, fire ass R&B album, but it's an R&B album for the mood, and the mood is of course a very sensual mood. And right now, people ain't sensual.
They don't really feel that shit right now
because
like I'm gonna tell you right. Yeah, go on.
Look, man. If this drops any other time, you'll listen to it and you'll be like, "This motherfucker came and dropped some gems." This is a great R&B album. Of course, the single Touchy Philly has been out. Rain is a hell of a track. Too Much is a duet with him and Miguel.
Wow.
Masigo's on here with Slow Down.
Is it actually Masigo or is it Masigo's saxophone?
I'm not gonna spoil that for y'all.
Damn it!
Enjoy. Just enjoy. Like I said, when you play it in the late night, I guess I could say this. You definitely will get the full experience in being with a partner. Now, this is coming from somebody that listened to it while I was on the road by myself. But I can, when I listen to something, I can envision it in different scenarios. This is easily... you could play this during this time. It's basically for, like, if you have a partner and you're charged up and you're trying to come down and remember that the two of you are together and you end up having one of those really romantic evenings to remember what's important type situations. You could definitely play it in this time frame. But it's not something you could just throw on after consuming what's going on in the streets through the news. Like,
that's the hype I've been on. It's kind of just like it was just Freddie, Gibbs, and just like today I listened to Crooked Eye and Joell's, but it was just like I not feeling R&B at this moment. I'm feeling a little bit angry. Like the songs I've been listening to are literally like songs that dropped in 95 and 89, like Michael Jackson's History album. The first two songs, Scream and They Don't Care About Us, that defines our history, no pun intended. Fucking The Day the Niggas Took Over, Fuck the Police, classics.
Everybody keeps pointing out Tupac's Changes and Keep Your Head Up, and I'm like, nah.
You need to play Soldier's Revenge.
Shit, I'm going to play Holla If You Hear Me.
That's my favorite one.
Oh, and if that ain't enough for you, let's run up. I don't give a fuck. Let's play that one.
Oh, Trap.
Shit.
Or fucking Soldier's Revenge. How about that shit? That's my favorite one. No one ever talks about that record. My attitude, fuck them. Can't find peace on the streets, and until the niggas get peace, fuck police. Yeah. Fuck them. That was my shit. Fight the Power. I never knew that. I listened to that song and I was like, damn, this song's 5 minutes long. I remember. I was like, oh yeah, that was the opening credits of Do the Right Thing. It was 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
I just need Rosie Perez.
On a less political term, but it still applies. The Hearts of Men.
Hearts of Men. Oh, that was on Pac's album?
That was on All Eyes on Me. That was the DJ Quick produced.
That was political? That was
to a lesser extent, but you still looking at the hearts of these men out here.
You took it deep. Yeah.
Who got
changes? Everyone always talks about changes.
Yeah, no, I don't want to hear
like,
changes. No, I don't want to hear that.
Like I made a playlist and I kind of built up to changes. You know, I kind of built up to it, and then after changes, because you know I'm about sequencing, I put on Kirk Franklin's Revolution. Do you want a revolution? Oh, that's man. A nice Subway.
The verses, man. Look, man,
I like what I did there.
Good job.
I didn't watch all of it, but
round of applause, man. That was. You talk about perfect timing. Because both you guys and our hardcore listeners, they know my background. Like I come from gospel music. Like I sang in church.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So to say that's up my alley is an understatement. To have.
Did you score it?
No, this was all about. This was about God, fam. Like, you're not gonna,
I'm just asking. I'm just trying to make sure.
Like,
I'm trying to make sure because you scored Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, you know.
But that was to be fair to them. Like, tell the whole story.
Yeah,
don't do the America.
Come on,
small
man.
lens.
No, it's my narrative. It's my narrative. Okay.
No. The reason why I scored that was because I felt some type of way not scoring it, because it'd be like, why I'm not scoring it because they women? No, they can get down too. So that's why I did it.
So can Kirk Franklin and so can Kirk Franklin.
Yeah, I'm not gonna judge. All right, which song's better for God? Like, I'm not doing that.
For real.
Like, nah. That's
Jesus is King was good for God.
That's where my faith in Christianity.
No, it wasn't.
That's where my morals kick in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I heard that, Martin.
But Bishop T.D. Jakes started off, and those words.
You needed it.
Those words rang so loud and so correct for what was taking place. And then Kirk and Fred, I mean, those, you talk about gospel music in my household. Kirk Franklin and Fred Hammond are the two go-tos in my household.
Kirk Franklin is the fucking DJ Khaled / fucking Lil Jon of gospel music.
And I say this only because I corrected Larissa on this. It's one of those ones where I avoided cursing around this situation. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
damn.
You know, like,
I don't know if I'd be able to do that.
I feel some type of way when we're bringing up gospel music and people curse around it, and it's like think about what you're saying, fam. That don't sound right.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
All right, I get you.
Yeah,
I get you.
So, but with Kirk and Fred Hammond, like they were top the go-to listens in my household. So just hear them go back and forth, and again, songs I grew up on. I needed that because, again, I was a part of the protest that Friday. Saturday, I'm still seeing what's going on in the streets. I needed a cool down, and they delivered that. And the sequencing of it felt like church. It did feel like a church service. Kirk Franklin kept it. They both kept it funny, but Kirk Franklin brought up the fact that he played off of the "Don't Be a Menace" scene with the pastor. Don't ask why your pastor got a car like that. So he flipped it. Don't ask why he looks like Plies. Don't ask why his clothes is that look like that, because I am small. Don't ask. Like, he was playing off on like that, so it gave the vibe of we were really having church.
Didn't what's his name, George Floyd's wife call?
No. So to get there, Fred Hammond is Fred Hammond. He just has one of those voices where when he sings, nothing else matters. He commands that room, and you gotta wait till he's finished. So to just hear that, and then when they ended, and that was another thing, when Kirk called up his wife, he got silly with it and was like, "Yes, sir, look at you with your fine self. Yeah, I'm gonna put hands on you later in the name of Jesus."
Oh shit!
Like I said, it felt like church. It felt good. But then they turned their attention and they called Ahmaud Arbery's mom.
Yeah, there you go. Ahmaud Arbery's mom. Yeah.
And they told her, you are loved upon. We're praying. We want you to know that you are loved on. And we are thinking of you in this time. Like, just like something like that, where it's just like, it was all perfect timing. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, that was an act of God. And I recognized that, and I received that blessing, because it really was a blessing to have.
Yeah, I was working, so I saw part of it.
Yeah, I think they got to just
part,
under 300,000 viewers, so the numbers were up. The numbers were there.
I wonder what the next battle gonna be. We need another distraction. We need a nice. See, this is the thing about this whole shit. Like the whole pandemic, everything's been going down. Every time like there's like something that brings us down, music always just brings us back up. There's always something that's like bring us. Like, it was like The Last Dance, or it'd be Versus, or it could just be Insecure.
Insecure, baby.
Another Subway.
No,
that's Subway.
Somebody did this.
Horrible.
Shut up.
No.
Man, this episode, Low Key Happy, that's what it was called. That was by far one of the best episodes of the whole series.
I think it was
the best episode.
I think it was the best episode of the series.
It was like everything about that was perfection. It was vintage. It was vintage Issa, vintage Lawrence. It was a vintage episode. It was what it sums up Insecure. If you want to put anybody onto the show, just show them that episode.
Yeah. Basically, Martine, I mean, everything's on surface for you. So there's a lot of people were focused on that. I was more so focused on some of the things that kind of got lost in the sauce. But basically what the episode is...
Martine, you mean me?
Huh?
You said Martine.
No, so
I'm talking about me.
I was getting ready to explain
He's
to Martine.
explaining to me. Come on, man.
Okay, yeah.
So
keep up.
So basically, Lawrence and Issa, they meet up just to, converse. And Lawrence confirms that he was in San Francisco doing job interviews. And then, they go through they relive the last portion of their relationship. Yes, I admit that, I didn't pay you much attention. Her admitting her fault, like she did from jump with her cheating. And they just got down to the nitty gritty, where Lawrence came out and basically said, I know I fucked up, but at the time it was just easier to blame you for what you did, because I didn't have to look at my own bullshit.
Accountability, baby.
Yeah.
And the horns.
Shit.
Yeah. And boy, did that put the Lawrence slander on hush, because their whole premise is he doesn't take responsibility. He had just as big of a part, and when he was talking that talk, what can you say?
That's another win for Lawrence, baby.
Hell yeah. He mentioned something that I thought
Fucking
was...
Busby, man. You
He mentioned something that I thought was important.
Shit.
In that when she asked him, oh, so you want to start doing interviews? And he said, yeah, I always thought that I had to be in control of my situation, but I found out I'm comfortable and I'm happy executing somebody else's vision. I thought that was very strong, and a lot of people missed that. The reason why I thought it was very strong is because as men, particularly black and brown men, we are looked at as, well, why don't you just do it for yourself? Why don't you be in charge? Be the man in charge. This, that, and third, so you feel some type of pressure like, yeah, I'm supposed to do this, but is it what I really want to do? Am I just doing it to appease other people who think this is what I'm supposed to do? And there's nothing wrong with being on a team and having somebody else give you what needs to be done and you shine bright. That's the premise of professional sports. There is a coach. He has a game plan. You go execute that game plan to perfection. That is literally what sports is. The player receives all the praise, but it's the execution of said game plan. It's not their own game plan. It's what the coach puts together. So I caught that and I was like, you could do a whole season just on that alone. Like, that speaks volumes. The funny situation of what they call TSA Bay and him showing up.
Oh yeah. And then she was like, oh shit.
Lawrence asking, oh, so how you know each other? Oh, we used to get it in.
Yep, just flat out said it. Yeah, we used to get it in.
That was funny to me. And somebody brought up a good point. There was some underlying messages that because Lawrence felt comfortable in that, but would he have felt as comfortable if she ran into Nathan? You know, somebody that could actually be realistic, you know, quote unquote competition. Even though I take it for what it is. I don't see them getting back together. I just see it as it was kind of like both of their closure to admit that they do have that internal love for each other.
A lot of people don't get that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't get that type of shit.
Yeah, I just saw it as they have that love that was a special bond that can't be broken. It's just they're two different people now. And it's always a testament that it's always a testament that only one of two things happens. You're going to get the person that eventually grows and matures for somebody else, or you're going to get the person that has been groomed by the previous person and they're ready to love the way that a relationship needs to be loved. It's one of two ways. So there's no way about it. They just reached the point where I feel like they were in each other's lives in that relationship for that time being. Again, they've grown two different ways and they both become better as a result. They've just outgrown each other like that. It's done. But
have you ever had that type of situation happen?
No.
Like talk to an ex and kind of like find some type of closure from it?
Well, you gotta remember with me, I only have one ex. I didn't date like that. Like,
we know that bitch. Yeah, we know that shit.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't all bad, you know what I'm saying? It was because of that relationship how I met Martine.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
It wasn't all bad.
I mean, everyone. It was like a learning experience. That's what I'm saying. Like everyone has learning experience, and they find some type of closure.
Yeah, I went into that with a girlfriend. I came out with a co-host.
Hey, what up?
Yeah, like I never had like that type of situation with like an ex or whatever, but someone I like was dealing with, and then we kind of just stopped talking over some bullshit, and then we started talking again, and then we just started just kind of like Lawrence and Issa, but it was just like comfortable, and we just admitted our faults and shit. So when I was watching the episode, I was like, triggered, but this is. And then the ending, when she goes back to the house and go back to Lawrence's nice complex house that he got by his own money.
Mm-hmm. Talk that talk,
his own money. Got that his own money with his own fucking job. Fucked his own bitches over there, showing Issa around the house and shit, and Issa had to go to the bathroom, so then he calls up fucking what? That's her name.
Cottage
What's
cheese.
her name?
Cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese, or it's calls her up because she was texting him throughout the whole date, and he was like, "Oh, I'll hit you up later," because she said she really needed to talk to him about something. And goes back in there. Issa saw it, and she was like, "Okay, well, this is what you about, so I'm about to leave." And he was like, "All right." And then she was about to leave, and then she looks at him and says, "I don't want the night to end." He's like, "Well, me neither." Then they fuck.
Give me a hell yeah!
And then they get up, and then she leaves. And then the episode.
Keep it being. They didn't fuck. That was one of those ones where they made.
I know
love.
they made love.
Yeah,
they made love for like the last time. That was like one of for the last time type of makes loves. So it was like, and then she gets up and she walks, and she's just like. She's like happy, and then and I was like, oh, and that literally like the whole shit about the episode, from the editing, the cinematography, everything about that episode was just like, mwah, 10 out of 10, and it was needed after the fucking bullshit we've been going through for like the past few days. That episode, it was right on time. That's what I'm saying. Everything is literally like right on time. Like we needed that as a cool down. Shit. Now we got 2 episodes left.
You think?
I don't know what other shows that keep us. Keep calling her college cheese. What did you call her on the chat? You called her something else too, and I knew exactly who you're. Probably. She's probably pregnant.
Like it was eager.
Like she needed to see him about something, and that would be right. And then you told me something because we were talking on the phone a few days ago or yesterday, and you were saying like you saw the description for the last episode.
Yeah, something about they all get a call about a friend or something like that, and I was like, it's jumping the gun way too much, so I'm not gonna put much stock in it. But I was like, I can see they could kill Lawrence off or something. Like they all just in the middle of doing whatever they're doing, and then it's a call. They make you think it's one character, but then in actuality, it is Lawrence. Like I can see that.
Man, Issa would be an asshole if she does that shit.
Oh, she would, but that'll get you some awards.
Y'all like Lawrence? Oh, you like Lawrence? Okay, I'm gonna kill them all.
I mean, it'll get you some awards, man.
She would do that. I can see her doing that.
Damn G.
I'll be mad as fuck if she does that. Everything about man. It's like he was like the personification of a man. Men looked up to him. And what did she do? Kill him.
Yeah.
And then all the women are going to cheer too.
Yeah.
I'm laughing. It's fucked up, but I can see it. Like, yeah! It'll be like the game. Shit, I don't know. But yeah, that was Insecure. And what else have y'all been watching to get your mind off the shit?
Nothing. I'm fully invested in the shit, man.
I was watching Supergirl. Finished the whole 5th season. That's a good show, man. Supergirl's a good show. Oh yeah, I did it, JC. I pushed the button.
Told you.
I'm HBO Max now. I'm HBO Max now. Air the horns.
Oh
Push the
shit!
button
I
like
haven't
J.R.
really
Smith,
waited.
huh?
That nigga asked for that shit. That white boy that tried to loot his damn car, that tried to fuck up his car.
Imagine breaking in
and
somebody's
then-
car and you turn around and it's J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith. Fucking John
You
Jones fucking beat
apologize
up.
right then and there.
Yeah.
Yup.
Just
John
like,
Jones
for
got
real.
beat up some looters too because they tried to fuck up some spots.
I think J.R. Smith, like, the Lakers need, and kind of early, but
Oh,
they're
yeah.
voting on it. NBA should be back July 31st.
31st.
And it should
Yeah.
go into October 12th. The system is 22 teams. They're going to do like a play-in type situation. 8 games before the postseason. Yada, yada, yada. We'll have more word on that when they make it official, but that's on the table. They should be voting on that as you're listening. And, but I would like to think that the way JR used his hands so quickly, especially on the anniversary when he forgot that they
Fucked it
were
up.
tied in that game 1, not up by 1. I would like to think that he did enough to get the eye of Rob Pelinka and earn that final spot with us. We need that kind of bravado around. That don't take no shit attitude. You gonna mess with my car, I'm gonna mess with your face.
never forget when he did that. I'll
Yup.
never forget when he did that. And then in slow, and then LeBron was like, "What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?" And then in slow motion, I thought we were ahead. And then LeBron was like, "Really, mother?" And it's like you saw all the emotions, like the 6 stages of grief, all in just one motion. Like,
Seriously though.
And that was one of those times where it was like, y'all really gonna go at LeBron right now after what we just saw? That was really like one of those times where it was like, he put 51, 8, and 8 up, and he did everything he could do, and he didn't get the ball
That's
to
what I
close
knew.
the game. Like, but you're still gonna go like, okay, all right.
That's when I knew
Yeah.
it was Team LeBron and the rest of them niggas.
Yeah.
I was like, this wasn't like it was Team LeBron and the rest
Well,
of them.
that season,
It was-
that season especially, because remember Kyrie wasn't on.
Yeah,
the
that
team no more.
season. Like I just said flat
Yeah.
out, like if he pulls this off again, it will be LeBron's ring, not the Cavs. It will be LeBron. LeBron won the championship, not you niggas.
Just like if he pulls it out in Florida in October, you know, Lakers will get a ring.
You
LeBron
get that
gets
Disney,
a ring.
get that Disney World parade.
Yeah.
You'll get that Disney World parade.
I'll fly out there. It should be cool by then. LeBron gets a ring. The Lakers get a ring. But 3-6 Mafia, you get nothing.
Sorry.
You know why I'm so
Not
also,
sorry, but
another
still.
thing that happened.
Not sorry.
It was the anniversary. Yeah, it was also the anniversary of Adidon. I couldn't even celebrate that because of everything that was going on.
Yeah.
But I was like, I mean, for obvious reasons. And we talked about it enough. But for petty reasons, I wanted to talk about
I'll
it.
send
But
the
you know,
soundboard.
real. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, it was for petty reasons, but it was just like, it's been 2 years, and then this shit happened, and it was like, okay, can't talk about it now. I got to read the room. See, I read the room because if I would have like talked about Pusha T and Drake and all that shit, I would have gotten ran out of Twitter.
Oh,
I'm not
for sure.
stupid.
Probably.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
yeah, probably I would have. Anyway, anything else? Nope.
Nah, we covered everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, man, this is episode 150.
Burp?
That's not 150.
God damn.
Run that back.
Damn,
Run
I
that
went
shit
back
back.
in time. 184.
No, 185.
184.
It says right there in
and
your
I'm
header.
looking at it again. I am looking at it again. I looked at it because I was looking at the TV and it said 180. Whatever. New episode 185 of the Life of Good Sense podcast. You can always follow us on the Twitter. Shout out Mr. Fab and everything you've been doing with the social justice and shit. You can follow me at Mr. Busby 4 lowercase 08. You can follow me on Instagram at Mr. Busby. You can follow the Twitter feed with iLLogical SP, and of course on Instagram at iLLogical Sense, and of course on the Facebook. And don't forget to subscribe to Caffeine. Ding!
And all together on all social media, you can hit me up, JC No Hunnits. Yeah, like I said, I'm not playing with people, man. I'm not deleting nobody off my pages or nothing, because I feel like you gonna see these takes, and if there's a reason why I get unfollowed or I get unfriended, it ain't gonna be because of me, and I'll be damn sure of that. So these takes gonna continue to fly. Again, my line has been drawn in the sand. Pick your side.
Or die in the middle.
And yeah, that's how I'm rocking. And everybody, if you haven't gotten accustomed to caffeine yet, when you follow us, go ahead and start getting accustomed to caffeine, because you'll actually be able to start seeing the podcast live instead of waiting a whole extra 10 hours or so to get the episode. You could actually see it live. You can actually interact with us.
Yeah, and also
ask us questions.
Yeah.
Shit.
And we be talking way past curfew. Don't
Yeah. Caffeine, baby.
You Martine.
Yeah, you can follow me on all social media at Beats Be Killing Them. Search Venomous, spelled VNMS, on all your digital streaming platforms, and stream that shit. And you know what, man? I just want to end on this note real quick, because over the weekend, my nephew came by, right? And for those who don't know, he's mixed. He's black, white, and Mexican. You know what I mean? And it's like I had a moment where I was just like, "Fuck, dude! Like all the shit that's going on, and all this kid wants to do is just sit in my lap, like you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like hugging me and shit." And I was just like, you know what? Just take time to tell the people that you love them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just spread the love. I know there's a lot of hate going on right now, but we got to do our best to spread the love to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, I am.
Hey, man. It's a strong message that still stands today, bro. You know what I mean?
It is. The song was hard when it came out. Then they tried to do a remix
it's
of
more
it.
than a song, though.
Oh, yeah.
You feel me?
That's real, man.
Yeah.
The remix was trash, though.
What song is this?
It was. Where's the Love? The Black Eyed Peas shit?
Oh.
They did a remix to that.
Yeah,
Shit was trash.
I'm gonna be upfront. I wasn't really a fan of that song.
I mean,
I'm not even tripping on the song too much. This dude over here was.
And Black Eyed Peas in the mix. Like, I ain't trying to hear Will I Am. Last time I heard from Will I Am, he was making that Obama dick riding song. I ain't trying to hear that.
He actually did drop a record. My mom sent it to me on Facebook. And as soon as I saw it was Will I Am, I X'd out that shit. I don't see that nigga right now.
Fucking spoof on that song in the Boondocks is still legendary.
When I showed that, I remember it was like in hindsight when I rewatched it, I was just like, huh. Yeah, that was kind of whack. 'Cause I don't remember that shit. And I rewatched that actual song, and I was like, yeah, it's a new day. Like, the fuck?
The spoof was my ringtone for a while. Like, my legitimate ringtone. Ringtones were a thing. It was that. So every time somebody called me, it was Obama walked up and said, yes, we can. I said, I want to ride your nuts because I think you're the man.
Dick oh, shit. Obama. No, yeah, and also it's like ever since this shit's been going on, because it's like Black Lives Matter fever. It's damn like every post I post on Instagram, it's like instant 200 likes. Like, oh, okay. So sometimes I just be fucking around. Let me post this shit, see if they like it, and they like it. I'm like, wow. I'm just fucking around. I don't think I was gonna get a lot of likes. Shit. Anyway, Black Lives Matter, Black Power, and fuck Donald Trump. And not Jed York.
And remember, you're not seeing a new America. This is America.
This is America.
This is America.
Don't catch you slipping, though. We out, bitch.
Peace.
Black Power.